You already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, I just timed out with my boy, my brother, Peter Quillen. Oh man, it was a good prayer, y'all. I'm still feeling it, man. I'm still feeling the prayer, y'all. Still feeling the prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, man, it's gonna be a goodie. It's gonna be a goodie, man. We still talking about a lot of things that's happening in the world today. A lot of things that's happening in the world today. Going through this protest, man, what an overwhelming year it has been. What an overwhelming year it has been. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. It's been a year. Yo, what's good, Glenn? Man, I needed that one too, brother. Good. Yo, Dragon, what's good, man? Los, what's good? Yeah, man. If y'all could, smash the like button, share. Is the notification not being sent, but probably because I did it too fast with the StreamYard. But yeah, man. Got Mickey Bay going time in with your boy Punch Drunk, Mr. Moonshine. Y'all already know. Gonna be talking about a lot of things in sport of boxing. We're gonna talk a little about his career, what's going on, especially with these protests. Of course, we need a lot of perspective. We need a lot of solutions as well. We could chop it up with that one too. Chop it up with his a new career. We don't know if he's retired yet. Don't know. Just for last December, last November. I'm getting tired of Bud and Aram, and I can't defend them right now. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Good looking out, D. So yeah, man, it's been a good one. It's been a good one, man. Just talking about it, man. Just getting my the spirit just, it hits you, We're talking about God, man. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing and a loving thing. Y'all already know, man, the sport of boxing is doing well. Could be better. A lot of young dudes, man, running the sport right now. And you know what? They're giving us what we want. They're giving us what we want. I am very, very happy of this upcoming new generation. Not the upcoming, because this is already the new generation right now. We're looking at the guys in the prime in the prime of their careers right now. And you know what? We're not getting the fights that the fans want to see. But you know what? We getting the fight that we want to see from these young dudes to step up. You got ready for Virgil Ortiz. He stepped up versus Samuel Vargas. We got Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko. We got also Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. Yo, it's solid. It's solid, bro. It's solid. Yo, what's good, my brother? Mickey Bay in the building, former lightweight champion of the world. Newfound career.
What's up? What's going on?
Man, I'm chilling, my brother. I'm chilling, man. Yo, Peter Quillen, man, he just prayed. Yo, he had me on some teary, man. I was teary-eyed, bro. Teary-eyed. Yo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my dude right there, Peter Quillen.
Yeah, man. He left us with a prayer, man. I'm still, I'm like, damn, he got me like that live, yo. But anyway, yo, how you doing? How you been, bro?
Good, man. Just working,
How's the coronavirus and the pandemic has affected your work as a boxer or trainer? Are you still boxing, my brother? Or
I don't know. I might do a farewell fight or something. Who knows if it's worth it? But right now, my priority is Devin Haney, and I got Darren Cunningham. Actually, that's Devin Haney's best friend. That's a real good young fighter as well. So, I put them first. So, that's what I'm mainly concentrated on.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And how's that transition? How is it? How is it? Because you were still on fight mode. You just fought last November, December.
Yeah, but that was my first fight in like 3.5 years because I was, on the shelf and dealing with the weirdest promotional situation ever. So, You know, it was crazy. I wanted, I mean, I had a 3.5 year gap to where I could have been getting big fights, but man, you know about this game.
Yeah,
You know, I'm sure
that
you
was
know how wicked it could be.
yeah, man. So you was on the bad side of the business.
Oh man, probably one of the worst ever. Terrible. But you know that story will be told in the near future. But it's
Damn.
different, man. Way different being a trainer and a fighter. Like you could be a great fighter, but not be that good of a trainer. I can see why now that I'm doing it. But for me,
Don't put
well,
yourself
how
down there. You say you're not a great. Don't say you're not a great fighter though. No, you had a
no,
good.
no, no, no. I ain't saying that I'm
Uh,
not saying that
right.
because I know that I am. You know, I just didn't get a lot of great fights because of management issues. It
Mm,
was more so with me, it was more so purposely.
okay.
Like,
All right.
but that's a long story. But no, I just mean that it's a difference. So what I'm saying is like it's not the same. You can be a good fighter, great fighter, but on the training side, it's different even like from a character standpoint. Like you got to be able to put somebody before yourself 100%. And that a
Yeah.
lot of fighters can't do that. Like, a lot of fighters used to get in the spotlight. They want the spotlight and they want it all to themselves. So I think that's one of the biggest differences. But with Devin Haney, it came together organically because we had the same teachers coming up, like me being with the Mayweather camp and Floyd Mayweather Sr. for over 15 years.
Yeah.
And Devin Haney coming up under Floyd Mayweather Sr. as well. By him getting old and not being in the gym a lot, it kind of just came perfect. He spoke on it a lot when he was younger. He
Oh
even said
yeah.
it sometime like, man, when you get older, one day you're gonna train me. And I didn't
Oh
really
yeah.
think much of it because I don't know if I'm even want to be in the boxing game when I'm done. But
Mm.
he up before the pandemic, a little before the pandemic, and he asked me, him and his dad asked
Yeah.
me, can I train him? And I'm like, yeah. So they said when. I asked them when they want to start. They said as soon as possible. So I was out of
That's what's
town. I flew to Vegas the next morning,
that's
and
what's
we've
up.
been rolling ever since.
So you just been like you've been a teacher as well as a fighter at the same time, you know? And how old
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
right now? Because you're a young dude in the game, probably the youngest trainer right now.
yeah. I'm sure I'm the youngest trainer, especially on this level. Because I'm real healthy, man, and I had so much time off that I feel better now than I felt in my 20s.
Mhm.
Because I eat better, I rest better. When you're younger, sometimes you
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
I used to think I could eat whatever because I wasn't gaining weight or getting big. I thought that meant that, now I know, like, eating better, sleeping better, and all of that kind of stuff kind of helps. And, you get wiser as you get a little bit older. So,
Yeah, man.
but those
The,
are the advantages that I can give guys like Devin, him only being 21. He's a freak of an athlete just all around. Like,
yeah.
yeah, Devin is not. He one of them guys that like rules that apply for him can't apply to everybody else because he just one of them dudes, man, that can jump up out of his bed and be on point. Like,
I mean, y'all too has been around a lot of great names, a lot of great teachers. I mean,
yeah,
you bringing that type of style, or you just took every style a little bit from everybody, the Mayweathers and it just Roger, Floyd
yeah,
himself. How's that? How
yeah,
so?
and it,
What you would say is your style? What's Mickey's style?
and then I was with Emmanuel Stewart when I was younger too.
Oh man,
Yeah, I was with him when I was in the amateurs. He bought
wow!
my dad a boxing gym. He bought me my first car actually. Rest in peace to Emmanuel
Rest
Stewart.
in
But I was
peace.
always
Rest in
in
peace.
camps with Lennox Lewis and Prince Nazim. I got a chance to get in the ring with when I was young.
Woo!
Um, so I've been around some other great names as well. But with me, I think that it's different for every different fighter. Like I can
Yeah,
say that I learned a lot of ways to adaptability is really the main thing with the Mayweather camp. Like knowing how to adapt to any situation. Like most people think that it's only defense. Like nah, that's the
yeah,
furthest thing from the truth because Floyd Mayweather Sr. is even Roger. If you look at how Roger fought
yeah,
and his
yeah, yeah.
But even senior, his thing is that he just hate for you to get hit a lot. So that's what sticks out. He teaches defense, 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 but he teach you to use the defense to get your man out of there as well. He wants you to still finish him. Like Floyd is aggressive. He wants you to knock guys out in sparring. Floyd Mayweather Sr. So I think a lot of people don't know that about him. They think that, but at the same time, like he would rather you not get hit a lot and win than
Yeah.
get hit a lot and win. That's probably the main thing. But with me, I think that my style is to use guys' strengths and
Mhm.
just improve and not change their style and just build on and add. One thing that I think with a lot of trainers and stuff, they try to change people. You can't really do that. Like you got to know
Yeah.
how to train. You might have a guy like let me think. You might have a Madonna type style or a Toro Gotti. Then you might have a pure boxer like a Devin Haney or Shakur Stevens. You can't change those guys like Shakur. Imagine trying to make him a brawler.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably the only way he would lose is switching up his style too much. So with me,
Mhm.
it's about just adding on, like taking their strengths and getting them better and teaching them how to do everything. That's what I learned
Yeah.
most from the Mayweather camp is to teach how to do everything. From
Mhm.
Emmanuel Stewart, I would say punch and power, a lot of great offense and different tricks and stuff like that as well with Emmanuel
Yeah.
Stewart.
That's what's up. That's like two like legendary trainers, Senior and Roger as well, and Stewart. Man,
Oh,
that's
for sure. Yeah, yup. Then I worked with a couple other great guys, man, that, I worked with Mark Too Sharp Johnson some.
mm,
I learned a lot from him. The times I'm out in Philly, I got family in Philadelphia. I
okay.
learned some great things from my man. A little, some things from Bread, man. I just add on, man. Tommy Rowland, that was one of Bill Miller's students who trained
Okay.
James Toney.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him. Him and Floyd Mayweather Sr. actually had the same teachers. People don't know that
Okay.
Floyd teachers were Dale Williams. Him and Eddie Futch was best friends.
Oh, that's what's up. I
So
didn't know.
his
I didn't know
teachers,
that part.
yeah, they were best friends coming up, so they had the same teachers, and they trained most of the great fighters back in the 1900s to about 1970. So yeah, so
Mm.
I'm
It's that.
just
That's
working
a old.
hard.
That's that old school. What do you think about the landscape of trainers, where you hear a lot of you start hearing that there's not a lot of teachers, but there's just pad holders.
It
You
is.
know, is a
I
lot.
agree. I agree,
How
man.
how is the gap? It's like there's a lot. It's way more pad holders than teachers,
It's
or is the other way
no to
around?
me, man. No offense, because I don't want to take the joy out of it. Because training is like a joy to a lot of guys, but this is a serious game. I don't think as many teachers, if any at all, nowadays. Like I'm gonna just be real, like because teaching is the difference. Like me, when I came to Floyd Senior and I was around Emmanuel Stewart and guys like that, teaching means they taught me something I didn't have a clue about. You nowadays it seems like guys just turn on YouTube and they watch the Mayweathers and they
Mhm.
must put it in slow motion. Say, okay, how does that look? Let me grab the pads and man, like even the way Floyd Senior and them do on the mix, it's a whole difference of
Yeah.
why they do it, and they made it up. So it was a reason why they do it. Like when,
Mhm.
when I do it, I know the reason behind it, and it's a particular way to do it and the right way to do it. So you couldn't get it unless you trained with them for a while. Not saying it won't still work somewhat, but to me, how can everybody mimic the Mayweathers? Back in the
Yeah.
day, everybody had their own training techniques, but now
Yeah.
you got everybody trying to do this and that on the pass, and it's mainly for them to look good, for the trainer to look good.
Yeah, from the outside looking in, it seems like now the camps have grown. Now it used to be like the trainer is the nutritionist as well, the strength and conditioning coach. Now it's like it has so many layers now in a training camp that you don't even know who's who. You know,
100%.
do you train your fighter Devin Haney? Do you train him old school style? Like, look, you're a fighter yourself, so you already know roll work, you know the nutrition, you know what to eat, what not to eat. And the good thing about it, you was in the same weight class. So,
Yup.
you know, So are you that old? You taking that old school part of teaching, or just or you just mix it with the new with the old? Um, People come with a lot of help. Like I see, like Kenny Porter, he brings in Barry Hunter, and is that your style, or you just I need me to this is my style, and I want to pay attention to what I got to do? Or you just implement a lot of wisdom into your camps?
Yeah, honestly, you hit it on the nose. I would say to mix the old school with the new school, because one thing that they got better nowadays that they didn't even have when I was Devin's age, um, like the nutrition and the technology is better now. So we
Yeah, the
didn't have all
science.
of the methods to, yup, the science is better. So it's different. It's different now than it was even 10 years ago. So Devin implements the new science, like as far as like what to eat, supplements. That does matter as far as being able to fight longer. Like, look, you got guys like Mayweather and Bernard Hopkins and Juan Manuel Marquez that fought many
Well over there.
years,
Yeah.
20, 30 years, and at a high level. So who knows? Devin might want to do that. And I'm sure a lot of other young fighters might, but you got to start now. You can't abuse your body. You got to do the right thing. So with Dev, now I'm humble, man, and I'm open to make whatever work that's the best for him. I do keep the old school boxing knowledge, like in the teachings, but outside of that, I just let him do what feels good to him, and I listen to him as well. Like if he knows, okay, I don't feel good today, I might need a day off. I know that you got to know your fighter. Each individual is different. Some guys cut corners, so they might want to take off 3 days or 2 days of the gym. But when
Yeah.
Mayweather used to take 2-3 days off straight sometimes,
Yeah.
and this could be 2 weeks before the fight, but he doesn't slack off. When he trains, though, he busts his tail. So with guys like Devin, and I'm sure guys like Shakur and the younger fighters that's disciplined like them, you got to kind of listen to them as well. And that was one thing in the old school. It was my way or the highway. Like even
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
training with Senior,
That's what
and I
I hear.
love Senior. But you're not telling him you taking a day off. He gonna get on you.
And that's when the trainers control the fighters. And actually, it's almost like when Oscar De La Hoya was saying the other day, like if I come back to fight, and I will tell I want to be trained by Senior, because he's the only one that could tell me what to do and to
Oh, for
make me
sure.
get
And
up
when
at
he
5 o'clock
tell
in the
you, it's
morning.
blunt. He not
Yeah.
sugarcoating it. He don't care who it is. You can be even his son. He'll say, "Man, what the f you doing?" Like, man, that's some BS. He gonna tell you how he feel, but that's the GOAT. In my opinion, Senior, man. I think he was just made to be a trainer in the art, because he's an artist too. People don't know that. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, I seen an interview where he was talking about that he loved art and he's an artist. He does
man,
paintings.
if you go to his house, man, you'll see paintings of Elvis, Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali, identical. And
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe that's how he was smart enough to make up his method of training. Is just sick. Like, it had to be God given, man, because I don't even know how he made up the routines and the stuff that he does. He
Mm-hmm.
just took what Dale Williams and the old school guys taught him, and he kind of mixed it. And I don't know how he even made up the pad work and this and that, but it's some genius stuff, though.
Yeah. So you did do you implement the pad work that was taught by you, and then you just flip it around, make it more, make it the sequence more, or you just do what the same thing was more comfortable with Devin Haney, because Devin Haney used to work out with him and do the pad work, but that's
Yeah,
just one implement.
that's. But see, the thing is with them, what Senior, a lot of people don't know, but what Devin, all right, I'm gonna give you an example. But yeah, I use Mayweather Senior system. But here's the
Mhm.
example, right?
Okay.
With Floyd Senior, say we do 10 rounds or we do 20 minutes straight. I gotta call out something back to back to back to back. And Devin gotta get it, remember it, do it, apply it. I gotta be there at his speed, and I gotta remember and apply it all for
Oh,
20 minutes straight.
okay. So y'all
So
just doing off
imagine
the
Floyd
fly.
on the fly. No, Floyd Senior system is on the fly. A lot of these other trainers that's kind of mimicking it, they probably got no. With Devin, it's on the fly. He don't know what we gonna do. I get in the ring and I might call off 20 shots with 20 different defensive moves in between. He got to remember all of it, and I got to
Mhm.
remember all of it and have the speed and the energy, because it's not easy. I got to keep up with Devin. So that's kind of where my hand speed as a fighter, kind of helped that. But yeah, but no, with Floyd Senior, nothing was scripted with him. He say, do it. You got to do it back to back to back, and that's why I know his son is as good as he is, because he been giving him misses. He was literally like a toddler.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's why Floyd got so, his defense and reflexes are good, because the way the Senior does it is right on the fly, back to back to back to back. And
Yeah.
Devin Haney, he wanted perfect. He'd get mad at himself if he missed. He'd be like, yes, no, let's do it again, 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 until he get it perfect.
The good thing about these fighters now that they're like good kids. Like back in the days, you heard these fighters was just boxing to survive. They coming from the street,
Yeah.
less unfortunate backgrounds. But then you see the Devin Haney's of the world. His father. When you look at Devin Haney, you look at Bill Haney. You look like, all right, that's the G. He's the hustler. He's the one that did all the sacrifice. You see it on
100%.
Teofimo Lopez. You see it on Henry Garcia. You see it on on Virgil Ortiz dad. So you see
Yeah,
this.
all good kids you just named, yup.
Yeah, and you see it in Senior, you see it in Floyd. I usually say that fatherhood is prominent in the sport of boxing. Like in society, you have this thing that father is not in place, is not in society, it's fatherless homes. But when you look at boxing, it's like fatherhood is just pops out.
You know what? You named it on the key, because Devin would be the first to tell you. You know how most kids want to say, "Oh, I'm from the hood." Dad said, "Man, listen, I ain't forgot no street. I ain't street, man. Listen, Devin played the PlayStation all day, and he competitive as heck at that. Like,
Yeah.
but Devin say, like, man, I ain't street or none of that. Like, and that's what I like about him. He just real. He a great kid, man. He played video games. He's well spoken. All of that stuff. His dad paved the way as a businessman to make sure he didn't have to walk the route that he walked. But Dev can flip it when he come in the gym. He just mean. When it come to boxing, man, that dude is vicious. When it come to competition,
Yeah.
he don't like losing nothing. I don't care what it is. But he an excellent kid. You think, man, a dude to get it confused if they see him out the ring. They might say, man, this dude, who is this guy that. But
Yeah.
man, they have a long night.
That's how I see. That's how I see the Ryans, Garcias of the world. That's how I see them. Like, yo,
Yeah, all of them,
like they
yo.
don't
Like
really,
I
they
met
don't gotta do this.
yes. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I like about, the young fighters you just named. And that's good, because they probably got the discipline to fight 15 years or so, and give us some good boxing for a long time. I see that in those fighters that you just named, and a lot more of them too.
Yeah, man. There's people out there. They call me a Devin Haney hater. They call me a Devin Haney hater. It's just two instances where I was critical about Devin Haney. The only
Right.
instances was because how the sport of boxing. So I was mad at the WBC, right? And you in the sport of boxing. So from the perspective of looking from the outside in, but for me, boxing is like a secret society. It's like you really don't know. The purses that is out there is not what they're getting paid. You really don't know. We never see no contracts. We ain't never gonna see no Al Heyman. We don't. So we start to create this theory as fans because we really don't know, right?
Right.
So it was when he got the strap, they elevated Lomachenko. He got the strap. But before that interview, Mauricio Sulaimán, I did a video about it. Mauricio Sulaimán said that Devin Haney would not be fighting Lomachenko after his interim. If he's signing a contract, but he's not going to be fighting Lomachenko after his interim fight that he won, right? So as soon as they elevated Lomachenko and they elevated Devin Haney, I did a video. I said, man, throw that belt in the garbage like Riddick Bowe. Nah, man. He said in the TBV interview, Mauricio Sulaimán said this is gonna be that the winner of Comey and Teofimo Lopez, that this is gonna be for undisputed bout. So what that belt, what kind of weight does that belt hold? Then throw that in the garbage. Make a stand, Devin Haney, right? Some people took it as I'm hating, but I'm actually mad at the WBC for doing what they did, and then say that this fight is going to be undisputed. Even before Richard Comey and Teofimo Lopez fought, they said it was going to be undisputed. So I'm like, okay, so what's this belt that Devin Haney Now it's like, who they playing? Is this for a sanctioning fee? Is this? But remember, this is an interpretation from the fans' point of view, from the outside
Right,
looking
right,
in.
right, right.
So, what do you feel about that situation?
I think
As a fighter, and if you could understand how fans look at it.
right. I honestly, some of the stuff you saying is facts. Like it is like a secret society. Because think about this: how come one promoter get with a network and then no other promoter could get with them?
Yeah.
Because they make that a part of the deal. They basically say, if I come to you, you can't let nobody else. To
Mm.
me, that's messed up because it
Yeah.
does mess up big fights from happening. But they do that, and it's about this. So honestly, that was the top rank thing. And
Yeah.
even though top rank, they've been the best promoter probably, the longest in history, probably. So
Yeah.
I give them that. But to them, they would rather not even take a chance losing to Devin Haney. They would rather they fighter beat him. So they say,
Okay.
okay, we put Tiafimo, it's a win-win for top rank. But imagine if we let
Like a cross
Devin Haney
promotion.
beat him, and then they take all of the belts over there. That's really what it's mainly about. That I'm sure that honestly, it probably wasn't even Lomachenko that wanted to be the franchise champ. It probably was more top rank of
Yeah.
business. So sometimes it be more about business. Like Devin, he wanted to fight Lomachenko because he's so hungry to be the best that he know if he beat him at this age, that'll shoot him up and be a pound for pound type fighter already.
Yeah.
Because even at first, I was thinking like, man, you don't got to rush and fight this cat. You just turned 20,
Yeah.
21. But when I start really training them and hearing these calls, and I'm like, man, I'm in behind the scenes and I'm seeing dudes really don't want to fight that.
Okay.
I'm talking about they trying to make fights happen and they'll be made. And we literally training for certain fighters. Bam.
Yeah.
They let me know a week later, man, that dude don't want to fight. Oh, we fighting. So I'm like, but to answer the question, yeah, I just think it's a business move. Like, say Tiafimo happened to beat Luma. He got
Yeah.
all of the belts and then it stay in the top rank court.
Hmm.
Versus if Devin beat Lomachenko, oh, we taking it all over here.
Yeah.
So,
I feel you.
I can't say that I fully blame Top Rank because it's a business, first. Boxing is business first, even though I would love for Devin to get the shots. But I think that Tiafimo, he win the belts. Him and Devin, be a good fight as well. But
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. And he said on my interview, I think I forwarded to you on Twitter, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
I like Tiafimo too. He a good, like you were saying, he a good kid.
yeah, yeah, he's good. They all good. And so that was one of the things I had with Devin Haney, where people were like, "Oh man, you
We
hate."
don't take nothing personal. Like, I don't take nothing personal. You got an opinion,
Yeah,
and it ain't nothing personal.
yeah, but I mean, it's right. Look, I do this. I do the channel to uplift the sport of boxing, and of
Right.
course to uplift the fighters. Because I say it all the time. These are my modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. Y'all do shit that a normal human won't do. That's why y'all get the utmost respect. But of course, we threw some jokes. I'm delivering content. I'm delivering the content with energy, with jokes as well, and
For sure. Yeah.
also whole fighters or whole promotional companies or networks, promoters accountable for when they do say something, and then it doesn't seem like it is what it is. Then it
Right.
leaves the fans and like, yo, what's really going on? And then the second part, because somebody be like, yo, you was talking to that guy, Punch. The second part was when Devin Haney said about the white boy comment, right?
Yeah.
So me, I know more of the history of boxing. So when I heard that comment, I'm thinking about, and I did a video about it. I'm thinking about Marvin Hagler and Mentor back in
Oh
1981.
yeah. Yup.
Which was the same type of comment it was rumored that Hagler said that he wouldn't shake hands with a pale skin hand. And then Minter said that he would never get beaten by a black boy. So
Oh. Oh.
so when I went, so that was based. So a lot of people didn't understand when I was saying, yo, did you know what happened to that fight? It was it was a riot. It was a riot outside. It was a brawl. That was when Marvin Hagler went for his first title run, for his first title shot. And he said
Yeah.
in the
Yup.
interview that that's one of the thing that he regret about his whole career. the way it ended up. I think they burned his car when he was out there in the UK. Even
Oh, right, right.
the prime minister had apologized to Marvin Hagler. So I was saying in that sense, I'm like, even those little words could be taken very serious. And then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I put the video out, and especially at a time right now, everybody had this hypertension right now with the race. So I'm like,
yeah,
come on, like, if it was the other way around, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, yeah, they be pulling the race car. So that's where that was the part when I'm like, damn, Devin Haney, don't say that, man. No race shit. It's the comment. It's just the comment.
yeah,
I probably blew it out of proportion because he's young.
yeah.
And
That's what I was gonna say, man. Because Dev got white people all around him. Like,
yeah,
even probably in the house when he said it. Like, but honestly, I can't say why, but you got to think the best fighter that he want to fight with it.
Lomachenko.
Sometimes it can come to just calling out a fighter, but you say, like you say, it's a young thing. That's why I look at every person, just period, as everybody gonna make a mistake and slip up a little bit. I just look at people intentions, like
Yeah,
somebody could say something on the other end, and like the Marvin Hagler thing, like you say, Marvin, he got white trainers, the Petronelli brothers, and the other guy who I'm sure he had black friends, so they
yeah,
was probably mainly just going at each other as fighters
yeah.
individually, but it came out, in a different
Yeah,
context.
yeah. Because I was saying that it might not be problem with the fighters, right? But what creates outside the ring. It's almost like when we think about hip hop, it's not really what Biggie and Pac is going at it. It's what people on the outside and the entourage and what could it could
Yeah,
escalate. See, I'm one of those.
yeah, yeah,
I'm one of those type of person. Like, yo, I clown around, but if one thing that I do hate is race bait. It's us
right.
divided. It's us, because in boxing, this is a world sport. That's the
Mm-hmm.
beauty of it, man. This is a
Yeah,
buffet. This is a buffet.
yeah,
So when you hear that in boxing, you leave society to look at sport for like 2 hours and forget about all the bullshit that's going on out there. Whether it's
yeah,
race,
1000%.
with police brutality, whether your own
Yeah,
relationship, you just look at sport as your gateway. That's your safe haven,
definitely,
Then you walk into
definitely.
boxing, and then it's like race, and it has to be the Mexicans, or it has to be the UK, or it has to be.
Yeah, 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 man. To me, even when it comes to fighters, like people think that you got to root. Like with me, if it's a fight, I'm gonna say who I think gonna win, just period, just based
Yeah,
on who I think will win the fight. Like and that's how I think most boxing it is, and it really should be. I don't think just because you Mexican don't mean you got to root for the Mexican fighter, and vice versa.
yeah,
Everybody got different fighters they like. You got whites that like Mayweather, you got Mexicans that like, they might like Pacquiao. I
yeah.
just, yeah,
It's a
it's
country thing. Is
sport.
where you from? It's like, my countryman is about to win. It's like I'm Dominican, and
Yeah,
Jason Rosario is gonna fight Charlo. I'm thinking that Charlo's gonna win, but I'm like, damn,
right.
it'll be good if Banana comes with the win.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we understand that because it's
Mhm.
like that's basically a hometown guy winning for you. No different if somebody from what part are you from New York? So
Yeah, yeah.
if
Harlem,
somebody from
Harlem
New
wants to
York
type.
fighting, you gonna ride with them, I'm sure 90% of the time.
Yeah,
Versus if like where's Tiafimo? He originally from New York, right?
yeah.
So
From
if
New
him and
York.
Devin fight, you might root for Tiafimo because he a New Yorker.
Yeah,
How can I be mad at that?
yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's boxing. Imagine if everybody wanted one fighter to win, would it be the excitement in the big fight? If everybody say, "Oh, everybody want Tiafimo to win," or everybody want Devin to win, you
yeah,
want it to be balanced out. Well, okay, some guys want Tiafimo, some guys want Devin. That's what make the big fights. I can't stand the one fight sided fights. I don't even watch those type of fights when it's like a fight where who's gonna win. I understand every fight can't be like a top hard fight, but
yeah,
them not the fights that I really care for. I like the ones like that, like if Tank Davis and Lomachenko fought, or if Tank and Tiafimo, or Tiafimo and Devin Haney and Lomachenko, you're gonna hear people saying the odds gonna be close. Those kind of fights where the odds, like Tiafimo versus Lomachenko coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I mean, like, yo, to be honest, the young fighters, that Ryan and Luke, that Teofimo Lopez, Lumachenko, and I'm like Devin Haney. Damn, I wish he gets Fortuna. You know,
Yeah, that's what we want. You know, we wanted him early this year, but his promoter came out and
Samson.
he said we don't want that fight with
Oh
Devin
yeah,
Haney. Yeah, he said we want to fight the co-main event. He didn't say he didn't want it in the future, but he said now. He said they wanted to fight Eliminator first, and that they would fight the co-main event on Devin's card, and the winner fight Devin's winner.
yeah.
So
That's
Devin
why I
wanted
tell
that
people.
fight.
That's why I said, man. I tell people, man, forget about the call outs, man. They ain't real. When somebody sends somebody a contract, then that's the call out. You
That's
know,
the
because
call out. Yeah, because I see a lot of dudes bluffing. Like, man, so many dudes bluff with Devin Haney, and I'm there to see him call Eddie Hearn and say, call this guy and see if he wants to fight. And these dudes
okay,
saying, nah, his trainer saying they're not ready, and
all
this
right,
and that. Because Devin to
yeah,
fight any of these guys because he feel like and he knows he can beat them. And
yeah,
I'm confident in him to say we could fight whoever. Like I'm confident in Devin to fight Lomachenko right now. Like, you know, and that's not an easy fight for him or Tiafimo to fight a guy like Lomachenko that's you know, he's a veteran, he's still fresh and he's still fast and good, but you know, I give Tiafimo credit because I don't think nobody would have fought Lomachenko other than probably him and Devin Haney. Like you hear
mm,
guys like Brian Garcia call them out, but like you said, is it just talk and publicity?
yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and that, yeah, that
that's the way
does
I
happen.
take it. Because like if Javier Fortuna, because when he said it, he said on his live show on Instagram when he's like that he don't that Haney doesn't want to fight, and then
Who's
Devin
that?
Haney's Javier Fortuna, but he said it
Yeah,
in he said it in Spanish, so a
right.
lot of people probably ain't caught on. To be honest, it was like 40, 30 people on the live. So, but I caught it. I was listening to it. And he was saying they asked him a question. He was like, no, they don't want to that he asked for the fight, that he didn't want to fight. So okay, I'm going by for all right. Fortuna saying this, Haney saying this. Now it's like,
Hey, but guess what? Pull it up, pull it up. His promoter said it. It's on the internet.
okay.
His promoter, it wasn't Fortuna. I give him that, unless he told his promoter to say he didn't want to fight him. But his promoter came out and he said that we not interested in that fight right now. We want to fight Eliminator, and we'll fight on Devin Haney's co-main event, and we will fight him next. That's exactly what his promoter said, that he wanted to fight Devin Haney next and not this fight. I don't know if it was because of a layoff or he haven't fought or what, but it's on the internet. That's what his trainer said because that was the fight Devin Haney wanted, and we was already training for him.
Yeah, yeah.
We like, oh well, here we go again, another third switch up. We got to switch. So I'm like, man, we just gonna train for whoever. We not even gonna, because that's one way we train anyway. The way we train is it can be meant for anybody, but we was
Yeah.
already training for 14.
As a let's say if I was putting my manager cap on, I'll be like, okay, he's young, he's coming from a soldier surgery, right?
Yeah,
I'm all right with a tune-up.
yeah,
I'm all right with
exactly.
a tune-up. I mean, if I have my manager cap on, I'm all
And
right
I
with a
was all
tune-up.
right with it.
Now if I'm this the fan, then I gotta put my fan up. But the thing I think that the pressure or they trying to speed these young kids up is because there's the Teofimo Lopez fans, there's the Ryan Garcia's fans, there's the Shakurs, there's the Tank, there's the Devin Haney fans. And the fans are like, if this person is doing this, then he should be doing that. But in all reality, these guys are 21, 22 years old.
1,000%. Like, because even when you say that, like you touched on a good thing, because do we really, like, even though it's a great fight, but will we rather really see Devin and Tiafimo fight now or fight 3 years from now, or at least 2 years from now? Now,
Yeah,
Devin want these fights now, but I
yeah,
even think like you think. You said the manager's cap. Me being his trainer, I still look at it from a manager's perspective too. And in my head, I'm like, man, this cat want to fight all these people now. We gonna beat him and ain't gonna get no fights
yeah,
because you 21. but
That's how I
he's
feel
so
about
much.
Canelo. Like Canelo, like he's like Canelo gonna have a big fight, but what's truly his mega fight next? I think what name is a mega fight to him right now?
I would like to see him fight Benavidez
That's
as
what I
far as
said.
competition. That's who I think could give him like a run for his money, like to beat him. Like I think that him and
I said that
man,
would
I
be
can't.
his mega fight. I said that would be his mega fight. But the
Yeah.
fight but I said the fight that would actually show him where I feel like Canelo will have to adjust because he brings a different type of skill set and height and mixes his punches and switches up is Demetrius Andrade. I would have said
Oh,
that.
1,000%. That yeah, man. I'm glad you brought that up because I always forget about him. Yeah, that's the one right there. Either that one or Demetrius. But the funny thing is, you never hear these fights come up, even out of Canelo's camp. How many times have you heard them call any one of them out?
Yeah. I mean, he got
So that's
stripped.
man.
He got
You know
stripped,
why?
remember?
You know why? Because trainers know who will get a fighter's problems, even managers. So they say we're gonna avoid this because if the fans keep talking about it, because the fans can force fights, and even you as a reporter,
Yeah.
sometimes y'all can force a fight because if people keep on saying it, keep saying, because Devin get mad, he competitive. If a dude keeps saying a dude can beat him,
Yeah.
Dev, oh, I want to fight him. I'm like, man, this cat is competitive, man. If he keep hearing somebody say this dude can beat him or that, he want to fight him, and that's who his mind is like geared on.
At this point, I don't even. I'll say I want to see this fight, but my like I got a rule where I'm not critiquing your skill set at this age. You don't even got adulthood. These guys are on the come up.
100%.
They're putting more tools in the toolbox.
They
Can you
are
imagine their strength at like let's say Devin Haney around these fights? We're saying like let's see in this fight how his power grew. And that
right.
means if we're analyzing things like that, it's because he's still young and he's still
Still young.
on develop.
Yeah,
If we saying Ryan Garcia, we need to see his next fight and let's see how his power have increased.
a
Because your
hundred
power is not
percent.
going to increase really when you're in your mid 30s like that. You
No,
know,
you are pretty much where you're gonna be. You're gonna win more off knowledge at that point.
so it's like let's say the last fight I was watching with Shakur Stevenson, and I'm like, all right, I gotta see the power. We all know he got all the skill set. He probably out of all the young dudes, probably one or two in all skill set, movement, and all of that. But we gotta see his power though. Where's his power
Hundred
at?
percent.
And then we hit that, that nice uppercut to the solar
Yup.
plex. I said, there you go. That's
See,
the
you
power.
said something that a lot of that show that you a hardcore boxing person
Mhm.
because I don't think a lot of casual fans really think of that. Because really, I thought that with Ryan Garcia because to me, he's the most underdeveloped out of all the young fighters we talking about. And
Mhm.
that's not a knock. Like you said, I just
Yeah,
think that he might be at 25, he might, because even Devin, and that's my fighter, I tell him all the time,
yeah.
you don't even know how strong and how much you're going to be hitting, even in
Yeah.
6 years, 7 years from now, and 4 or 5 years from now. Like literally now, they still pretty much kids.
Yeah. I
Like you
say,
say,
I say this, or you could correct me if I'm wrong. That's just the way I see it. That by the age of 27, 28, that's when your athletic and your intellect coexist at the highest level.
at the highest level. Yup, that's why now. And now, since the science, I think it pushed even to like the early 30s.
Mm,
Because to me, the
yeah,
best fighters in the world right now are in their 30s. If
yeah.
you look at it, they like 30 and up. Like, how old is Canelo now?
Canelo just turned 30.
So if you look at a guy like him, Lomachenko, Earl Spence, and Terrence Crawford, and guys like Triple G that is still
He's
they will have
38.
the advantage
Yeah,
over guys in their early 20s because guys in their early 20s still, like you said, they didn't develop yet. They young adults.
yeah,
They still on that kid that's crossing over to become a young adult. So when you see guys like Devin and Tank, well, Tank is getting there to where he about 25, 26. So we
yeah,
can't say that he that really that young of a fighter no more. But with Ryan Garcia, why would we push him into a fight that he's not ready for?
yeah.
Like, I don't even see him. It'll be a big for the fans, but I don't see him with the guys that we naming, like the Shakurs, Devins, even the Tiafimos, and there's other guys out there, that's really good fighters, that just don't have a name yet.
What
But
do you feel? What do you feel about the promoters? I said yesterday that the promoters nowadays, and like I said, I'm saying from the outside in, the promoters nowadays have become full blown investors. It feels like all the fighters will just have to promote themselves nowadays. Like it's not like back in the days, like they will promote fighters in and out the ring when they're not scheduled to fight. But now is you saw the tweet by Oscar De La Hoya, and I'm like, but you're the promoter though. You're supposed to, you know, you got to take responsibility. How do you feel
you hit
about
it
how's it
100% on the
changed?
nose. Oh, you hit it on the nose. They don't promote. That's just the
Mm-hmm.
name. That's just their role as far as name. But I think what happened is they get the money already from TV and sponsors and stuff.
The budget, the
So they
invent.
say, we gonna keep all this money. We not using no time to. I think they should probably maybe hire people to do that for them, almost like a musician. Imagine if a musician, like a rapper, don't promote, they're not gonna sell records. So
Yeah,
you hit it on the nose. Like, if you don't promote the fighter outside of boxing, how you expect for people to know him? But then you blame the fighter and say, "Oh, they don't sell tickets." You right. That should be their job to promote, like,
mm-hmm.
and say to where everybody at least get a chance to hear about the fight. But no, they don't do that. No,
Yeah,
and you hit that on the nose, man. And I don't think people realize that Don King and the promoters back in the day really promoted the fights
yeah.
and the
It's
fighters. Nowadays,
either that. Yeah, it's either that or they just got tired. That's it. Like it's the dinosaurs, you know. And all respect to all these
that
promoters, because
too.
yeah, the guys, the Bob Aarons of the world, he's probably the best, well, the most prestige promoter in the history of the sport.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do feel that they do lack that social media. That's why there's a lot of fans. Oh, these guys are social media. They're doing
You
the work.
have
They're
to
not
be.
supposed. Yeah, they're
Kristen,
not
you know what?
supposed to actually be doing that, but they're
Yeah.
not getting promoted.
You know what? And when you say that, that's why I said the old school got to mix with new school. Like even me now training, right? I got to understand that Devin, he got to mix the social media in. So a lot of old school trainers might get mad, like, man, why they got cameras and but nowadays you make more money because it's a business too. So you make more money by being more known. You got more leverage, to
Yeah,
negotiate. And I think Floyd kind of really made that uh uh a thing, like, because Floyd, to be honest, we know he a great fighter, one of the best fighters ever, but
yeah,
his fights weren't that entertaining unless he
yeah,
fought like a Maidana or a certain fighter. So his marketability and promotion out the ring made him the money, not his fights, because his fights weren't as a pure as like me and you wouldn't miss a Mayweather fight, but your average person without the promotion wouldn't really watch a Mayweather
yeah.
fight.
Like back in the days, yo, even in New York, you go to a deli and there'll be a poster. There's always a poster. You see everything. They have billboards. You knew your quote unquote CB level fighters,
You
like if
knew
there
him,
was A
yeah,
fighters as well. They'll be in late night talk shows. They even be in series and TV series. But now it's
100%,
like it's like where has it gone? So yeah, I was
man.
going in on the promoters
No, you
because
right
I.
about that. And see, it take for more guys. Sorry to cut you off, but you right,
Mhm.
because when you get guys like you, and 50 of them saying it, 100 of them saying it, they got to understand and know, like you said about the dinosaur. That wasn't you making it a knock. It just mean that the time has changed.
Yeah.
No different than TV change. Do you still want to not use a remote, or you want to get up and use the knob? See,
Yeah.
that's what the promoters need to understand. Like, okay, I might can't do it, but let me hire some people that can promote my fighters and not just promote two or three of them. See, a lot of promoters get their favorites and they only put time into them. But like you said, why not promote the B and C class? Because everybody can't be the best. So even you
Exactly.
promoting a guy that's like the blue collar fighter, like, okay, this guy, he put his lunch pail down, and he can fight, and he might knock this fighter off, and he might become a millionaire. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that they get the TV money and they get the sponsorship money and they just don't care after that.
Yeah, yeah. And even they slack on the storyline. Like I'm
Oh,
like,
all of that.
I was like, yo, it's no way. And this is just my opinion. I've debated this with people on half and half. I said, it's no way that you got an Amanda Serrano and a Katie Taylor co-main eventing anybody if you have that storyline of her being a 7th division world champion. She's the Manny Pacquiao of women boxing. You got Katie Taylor, another one of the most decorated champions ever. They shouldn't even be a co-main event to a Dillian White and Povetkin for the title they was fighting. I'm like, these women need that show. They need to headline that show. And if they do I mean, if they promote it right, the storyline is there. They're supposed to be a main eventer, and it's probably is the best matchup for women boxing at this time.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that
Yup.
what the hell are they doing? Where's the because we already know there's a storyline with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Now it's to remind the fans about this storyline constantly. Yeah, talk about the amateur days, just like they do Lomachenko. We know everything. He's a decorated amateur fighter, but we know about his amateur background. But when it comes to American fighters and their amateur background, we don't know it too much.
No.
But we know the UK and we know the U6 of the world. But if we knew the storyline of Ugas beating Bud Crawford in the amateurs, then people would not think so high. Well, not highly, but they would
I
think more
get
highly of Ugas.
they will want to see, yeah, they will want to see the fight. Like, okay, if you hit it on the nose.
Like he beat him in the amateurs. Danny Silva Garcia beat Bud in the amateurs. So fans shouldn't be looking at it's only Bud and Spence. You
A
don't know
thousand
who's gonna
percent.
win, you know.
Styles make fights.
And that's the I feel like that's the way they should promote it. Like if they were promoting Sean Porter, they're supposed to say, "Yo, Sean Porter and the amateurs beat Usyk and knocked Daniel Jacobs." Then
Yeah.
people will respect a Sean Porter going into a bigger fight or going to a fight like he had last time. I just
Oh
feel like
no, that's it. That's exactly what need to happen. Like, but like I say, that go into, like you say, the dinosaur kind of mode and just kicking your feet up. Like, oh, I already got my money from sponsors and from TV. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But that'll make it more exciting than what it is, because now we got the internet
yeah,
to take advantage of, which is free, and all it takes is a couple of those kind of stories. And just by you even mentioning that, you made me want to see Ugas and Terrence, because I didn't know that.
yeah,
So now I'm
yeah,
like, okay, so what if Terrence win? That show that, who knows,
exactly.
Styles make fights. It might be I'm sure to be a great fight to watch.
Yeah, yeah. Ugas beat Bud, Danny, and both of them they beat each other. Bud Crawford beat Mikey Garcia in the amateurs. Demetrius Andrade for um Thurman a bunch of times. Charles Hatley too. He was in the mix too around that time. I love that '08 class. Like that was like one of my favorite class coming up. The '08 class, the '07, '08 class. The Charlo brothers, Usyk, Porter, Deontay Wilder, all these guys. That was a good class.
I think
Um,
that's the main thing, man. People don't realize that it's better matches than that one match. Like you said about Spence and Crawford. What about Porter versus Crawford? What about even and then they throw away fighters, like the one dude can fight to me, Benavidez, his brother, right?
mhm.
To me, he was giving Crawford a good fight.
Yeah.
He got stopped in the last round. Why not match him up with Sean Porter,
Uh-huh.
or match him up with Ugas, or why not put Earl Spence in with? Well, he is fighting Danny, so that's cool. Why
Yeah,
not throw
they're
Manny
already
Pacquiao?
fighting each other. You
Huh?
know, they're already fighting. That's my. I hate when people say like these guys ain't fighting one another. Oh, back in the days with the Hearns and stuff like that. But then if you look at it in the welterweight division, they're all fighting. They're all fighting each other already. Of course, Bud, but Bud is the last one that came into the welterweight division.
Right.
I
Yeah.
want Bud to fight somebody. I do. I was very
Yeah.
critical. I was very
Yeah.
critical. I said, "Yo, get that Thurman fight. Damn it, negotiate, man." I'm
Oh
always
yeah, dang, yup. We forgot about Thurman. Yeah, like Thurman versus but see, a lot of these fights can happen. It's just on the fighters to want them to happen. See
yeah.
what happened a lot of times that people don't know, like dudes will be on the internet. Oh, I'll fight him. I want to, but then they go to their promoter and they's cool with it. If they go to their promoter, think about Lomachenko. He told Bob Arum, I want to fight Gary Russell.
Okay.
I don't care about fighting on PBC. And look what happened. The fight got made.
Yeah.
If a promoter really go to their fighter and say, man, I'm cool with fighting over here, the fight can be made right there. But what happened is most of the time only one fighter really want to fight and the other one side with the promoter and say, oh, forget it, I don't want it. But if they really went to the promoter and they said, oh, I want this fight, I don't mind fighting on ESPN or I don't mind fighting on Fox or on PBC, vice versa, the fight will happen, guaranteed.
Yeah. I do, but I also do give the responsibility also to fighters, not so much because I feel like the promoters have a job to do,
Right.
but also the fighters. Like, I sometimes hate to hear when they interviewing a fighter and he goes, well, I really don't study my opponents, or I really don't know who I'm fighting, or then it throws away, because if you don't care who you fighting and you don't know them, why should I see this fight anyway? How serious you taking it? You know, I think sometimes fighters throw other fighters under the bus, and I know it's trash talk. I know the game of that.
By saying they don't know him and this and that.
They don't know him. He ain't stuff. I understand the trash talk, but also they gotta know that if I shit on him too much and I beat him, then I ain't proving nothing. Me, if I was fighting, I'd be like, yo, I'll talk highly about this guy, make him believe like he's really, really something.
That's
so
what
when
De
I
La
do
Hoya
beat him,
always did. He used to do that back in the day.
Yeah. He used to do
He'd
that.
say, oh man, this dude is a great fighter. He's dangerous. And he used to always do that.
Yeah, but sometimes you need to do that. You need to, like, let's say, for example, Earl Spence was talking about Mikey. Like, Mikey, now he a dangerous cat. And I'm saying to my mind, man, you just bigging him up. So, because we all know they're going to knock. Yep. We all know it's going to be an easy night.
That is how I agree with you on that. And I don't think fighters should always say after a fight, I understand you tired, so I do get that. But you know how a lot of times they say, oh, I'm going to leave it all up to my promoter.
Yeah. Nah.
Sometimes people do want to hear like, well, all right, I want to fight, you know, if it's Lomachenko and he say, oh, I want to fight Tank next, Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
But that's why people like guys like that's why I'm a fan of guys like Lomachenko. And you know, just because I got Devin Haney, I still give the fighter they credit when it's due. And I like other fighters, whether I know and think Devin Haney will beat him or not. People think you could only be root for one guy, like Lomachenko, him and Teofimo. That's a great fight. You know, I love for Devin Haney to get the winner in the near future.
I said to myself, I don't know. Sorry to cut you off on that. I said, I don't think that a female, if it doesn't happen soon, I think that will happen in 140.
It will, because they both grow. And I think both of them will probably, you know, be 140 at least in the next year or two. So and that might be better, to be honest, like to let it brew and let it grow. Like, you know, you got be a huge pay-per-view fight in the future.
And what they'll be 20, 23, 20, 24 years old. Still, and still not even in their prime.
Super young. Yup, still super young. Like, so I don't think you could knock cats for, even though I'm sure them two probably will fight each other, but they probably, you know, it'll be a bigger fight, of course, years down the line, like I'm sure. But me working with Devin and knowing him, that dude want all these fights now. Like, and I'm like, dang, like, you know, some of them will be bigger later, but he just so competitive and hungry. If he hear, man, he could hear anybody say the dude to beat him. It could be one person, man. That cat automatically want to fight him. That's how competitive he is.
Yeah. As you as a fighter, so people can understand, because again, there's a lot of fans that look at fighters like chicken and pit bulls. Like, if y'all can't get hurt, y'all can't get injured. Peter Quillen earlier was showing his scars in his hands.
Oh man.
Everything, and then people will look at a boxer, why he ain't fighting this much, or why he changed his style, or why. Explain a little bit about the wear and tear in a boxer. let alone you've been most of these, let's say like Devin Haney, been fighting since he was young. Like, describe the wear and tear for to humble the fans out there.
You know what, man? It's good that you asking these kind of questions, and this is what more people need to know about. You know how easy it is to get injured in boxing? Like it's easy. Me as a trainer, I got to be careful with Devin because I could do something wrong and I can catch him with an elbow because we doing exercises fast and hard. I can catch him with an elbow and he get a cut. You got sparring, and believe me, these dudes is trying to take Devin head off in sparring.
Yeah.
So he could easily get cut or get a headbutt or get hit, and anything can happen. It's so easy. Other than football, it's the easiest to get injured in. Injuries are like so easy in
And
boxing that
I got injured in a heavy bag. I couldn't hit the heavy bag in almost 2 months.
you see what I'm saying. So people
Yeah.
think that, oh, this fighter's scared because he say, nah, that injuries happen in boxing. Probably every fighter probably get you lucky to go a year without getting injured in boxing.
Wow.
Very lucky. I guarantee you, no fighter really even going into the fight 100%. You got some
Yeah.
type of sprain or twist. You just get so used to it that you don't even consider it an injury. So say your knee hurt, you like, oh, that's better than having a broken bone or a cut. So I'm not injured. So I can guarantee you that most of the fights that's coming up in the next month or two, you wouldn't find none of them 100%. Maybe 5% of them are 100%. That's it. So people don't
Yeah.
understand that just because you hear a fighter got injured, that don't mean they were scared to fight. No, they don't want to go into a big fight
And not being
injured
100%.
and lose. Like, and I would say that, like, no, don't go into it because if you do lose and you show them after the fight, then they say, oh, he making an excuse. But 100%, I think that's something that the fans really need to know that fighters get injured probably monthly almost.
Yeah, you're not worried that at when fighters fight in a young age, wear and tear in their hands.
Yeah.
So if you what Devin Haney or yourself, what age you started boxing?
I was about 12 years old.
So 12 years old, and you're in your what 30?
No, I'm 37 now.
Oh, 30. I thought you
Yeah.
were like 32.
Yeah, yeah.
but that means you've been punching skulls for what, like, over 20 years, and the
Man,
hand is not made to hit skulls.
see, people don't think about that, man. And that's really why going back to the Mayweather to really they overall style is what you just said. We not so why get hit a lot. Floyd Senior will get pissed. If you in the ring, you could be beating the mess out of a guy. But if they landing too many shots on you, man, you'll get cussed out.
Yeah.
And he like, man, what the F you getting? He gonna care about that more than you beating the guy up. He gonna be pissed off that he'd cuss you out about you getting hit with the same bombs, even if you came out on top. So it ain't even more so that he love knockouts. He wants you to punish a guy. Even in
Yeah.
sparring, he'll say, oh, finish him. Like, don't lay off on him. But he kind of understand that, like, man, you can't keep getting hit and you're not going to be able to last long like that. And even if a guy's a brawler or a banger, it's still a way to teach him if you the right kind of trainer how to protect themselves a little better because not everybody gonna be able to do the Devin Haney and the Canelo type stuff, where they slipping and all of that. But
Yeah.
boxing, you got to know your window. Like, okay, I'm a banger, so maybe I might only have a good 5-year run in this sport.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it hard, but if you're not like a Bernard Hopkins, Mayweather, Marquez, you probably won't fight barely past 30 or the late 20s at a high level.
Yeah, I'd rather have him fight it early, not because I'm selfish as a fan. I want to see the fight. I just feel like they'll still be hungry. They're still not getting that max pay, but they'll still be hungry. So there's people that says, Teofimo Lopez shouldn't be fighting Lomachenko right now. Why is he fighting him right now? But
No,
then
I
I'm
think
like,
it's the best now.
yeah, he's hungry. He's not getting that max dollar. He still wants something to prove. In which guys like you know, you're hearing guys like, let's say Andy Ruiz for instance, he beats Anthony Joshua. Next fight, he's overweight. You hear the Earl Spence when he said that, you know, he was fluctuating weights, you know, he wasn't you know, focused enough for the Sean Porter, for Mikey Garcia, Keith Thurman saying he went 35 pounds, came down, went back up 35 pounds. It's like at that age, now they're getting all that big money, but now are they hungry? That's the
Yeah,
question, you
See,
know.
that's the thing. Like, I think that fights like that to me is the perfect time because then Lomachenko, we don't know where he's gonna be 2 years from now. So he's still
Mhm.
in this peak. He at his peak still, and then you got Teofimo, young, hungry, and he won his spot.
Yeah,
Devin want Lomachenko's spot now. He in 3 years, it ain't gonna be as big to beat Lomachenko, especially in 5 years. Like maybe unless he still is like how Bernard and Floyd was, like which he got the style to where Lomachenko probably can honestly fight to 40, if not
yeah.
early 40s with his style. As long as he, still got the same reflexes, he'd be able to fight for a minute. But
How
um,
is it? How is it tough to stay hungry in this game for you? What do you feel?
I think that the money is going to wipe a lot of these young fighters out because of the social media. They see people now addicted to the instant gratification. You could
Yeah.
press a button. Me and you couldn't do that coming up. Like
Mm-hmm.
we played water guns. You don't even see kids playing outside as much no more.
Exactly.
I got a,
Exactly.
a, a toddler. He all on the even though he loves playing, I make him play and go swimming class and stuff. But he'd wake up and go get his little iPad thing. So
Yeah.
I'm like, man, these kids now, like they got the instant gratification with the push of a button. When me and you had to walk to the store, now you can order candy and food to the house.
Yep.
We
That
couldn't
that
do that.
that's
Man,
what
these
that's why I
fighters
think
now are not gonna be as hungry.
yeah, that's why I think in the future I said, yo, there's gonna be a lot of dudes molesting or sexual harassing girls because they won't even know how to talk because they want that instant gratification. You won't even know how to
Uh-huh.
smooth your way into
Man,
knowing
we
the
had to
chick.
earn it. They don't have to
Yeah.
earn it now. They can go and see every girl in the world. You can see, you log on to Instagram, there's millions of girls. And all you gotta do is go in their DM.
Yeah.
Man, we had to write numbers on papers. Like
On papers, writing letters, yes or no. We had to call the home phone and yo, don't call me at this time when my mom is like.
you
So it
had to
has to
be
be.
there to do it. So the
Yeah,
communication was different. So what you saying about I think that fighters not gonna last as long because of that kind of stuff when they get the money. I think your rare breeds will, and that's why I'm impressed with Devin Haney so much is that he's already rich and he grew up rich,
mm-hmm.
but Devin already got millions of dollars, like, but I don't have to tell him go run or yes, do this and that. He called me at midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning, like, man, you up? Like, can we train? Because I
That's what's
gave him
up.
the commitment, like, man, whenever you want to work, it don't matter what time or nothing. Just give me a couple hour window and we can do it. He not gonna lose the hunger because he's used to it. He grew up with money, but it's his competitive nature. But honestly, I hate to say it, but it's so much fast money now, man. I don't think it's gonna be as many people holding the throne as long as they used to. I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be different fighters rotating nowadays because of that. That
yeah.
instance of getting money and the cars, the jury, they can get it so fast now that the internet is swallowing them up. All the girls coming after them because they
So
can
you,
see them. Like,
so
the girls gonna swallow these cats up.
so you rather have them fight young than later in their 30s when that's
Yeah, that
well,
ain't
you
gonna
know,
really happen no more.
but
Like,
it could work in a different way. For example, let's say my 13-year-old son. I used to buy diesel coats worth 300, spend on the Jordan, spend on all the sneakers. But now he's not materialistic. He don't care about what
exactly.
sneakers. He don't like yo, his birthday passed, and I'm like, what you want? He like, I don't know. He'd be like, because
He's
like he
straight.
had it already, like he he's had it. So probably like with Devin Haney, that's born like that. Like
That's yeah.
having money in my pocket, having a good car, it doesn't,
It don't do nothing for him.
it don't do
Nope.
nothing.
It
It
don't do
doesn't
nothing.
dictate me, you know.
Other than him being able to do it for himself, but that make him want more. His goal is like, man, I want to be better than Mayweather.
Yeah.
Like that's yeah, but that don't move him like because he already seen it and had it. So it's almost like, man, he enjoy playing video games and stuff like that. Like he could be on the game right before we train. This cat playing Call of Duty and and he playing with people all over the world. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, so I think that's the difference. Like with the fighters that came up poor that get it and they never had the women, man,
Yeah.
like you're gonna have to know how to separate the two. And I think mentors are important too for a lot of these cats and these
Yeah.
fighters. Like it's important to get genuine mentors
And it seems like he got, if you look at anybody, it looks like he got them legendary mentors like Roy Jones Jr., Zab Judah, like
yeah,
all
yeah.
that. And then what you coming in with the store with the with the Mayweathers is like you got a PhD already.
Yeah, exactly. So we make each other's job easier because I'm hungry and I'm here for them because really you get this what people don't know either.
Mhm.
You get trainers that's not disciplined. Now that might sound different, but
Yeah, yeah, that is different.
you get trainers, man. I done seen dudes they can't keep up with them, and these young fighters they getting tired because they might like smoke too much or do drugs. Who knows what they doing? So with me, I'm like, dang, I gotta stay in some shape for Devin, whether
Yeah.
I'm fighting or not. I gotta stay in shape because he might want to go hard. And
Mhm.
some like if I even feel myself breathing too much, I'm like, oh, I gotta pick my running up because Devin is competitive and he want to go hard as what like. And a lot of trainers are not disciplined. They can't train right the next day. They tired. Oh, why you want to go 10 rounds on the miss? You can't. I got to be there for whatever Devin might want to do. He might want to work for 3 hours today. I got to
Mhm.
be able to do it. So if it fits my lifestyle as well because I'm a discipline just as a human being. So a lot of
Did you?
that matters too. Sometimes fighters getting shortchanged by their trainers. This is what a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that they just with them because of loyalty and they getting shortchanged as fighters, and that can put a ceiling on you as well. Like, man, this dude only want to go 2-3 rounds. I gotta slow up with this cat because he can't do it. And a lot
Mhm.
of fighters don't realize that can set you back as well.
Yo, I couldn't understand how it's only two people in the ring and like 20 hands in a cookie jar in boxing. How's only two people in the ring, but it's like so much hands on a cookie jar? As a fighter, do you even know all the people you're doing business with or is getting a cut?
Man, no, no. My thing is like this. My thing is like this. You lucky that you get 80, if you get 80, if you know 80, 90%, you lucky because that's like I said with me, man. My career was so unfortunate in the like prime years. Like it was terrible. Like top people that know my story and know my like they'll tell you, man, I never seen somebody get done like you got. I kept it quiet, you know,
Yeah. But it's a
but like
story
my
though, because it's your story and you could actually, it could help others.
man, listen, I didn't know what I was making with the best fighter in the world. But like I said, I don't mean that she's gonna be the best promoter in the world. And that's not even knocking Mayweather. But my thing is this: like, you shouldn't get into something unless you're gonna be passionate about it. Because if you don't hire the right staff, you
Yeah.
don't know what they doing up under you. Like, and it's just being real. Like with my manager, man, like I'll be promised one thing, then next thing you know, 3 days before the fight, it changed, and not change a little bit, it'll change 80% to
Damn.
where I'm like, wow, like, huh? I thought I was supposed to make this. Oh no, this happened, that happened. Oh, but when you win, the next time you're gonna get this, and it keep happening, keep happening. And when
Wow,
you under
wow.
such a big name, guess what? What am I gonna say versus a big name like this? Oh, you either shut up or you get blackballed. That's just how
Yeah.
it is. And
Yeah, you're the complainer that nobody want to work with you,
yeah,
things of that
man,
nature.
like listen, it was times to where I would learn about my fight from reporters in the internet. I'm like, huh?
That's
Huh?
crazy.
I'm fighting this guy. I know this from the internet. My manager, it wouldn't even come to me first.
Yo, there's
But
a lot of
that
fighters that say that. It's almost like Lomachenko. He was like, "Oh, I haven't even seen the contract." He said in the interview before the TFU, "I haven't even seen the contract." While Bob and his managers talking about this contract, I said, "I haven't seen no contract yet." And I did a
yeah,
video about him, like, "Yo, you see, man, the boxing world is like a secret society. You don't know what the hell is going on."
man, listen, this the dirtiest. I wouldn't let my son box. I put it to you like that. Like,
I said, "It's
man,
the
listen,
gangsters' playground."
listen, man. Like, if I didn't have a level head, man, this sport. Look how fighters turn out when they done with boxing. To me, we need therapists and all of that because you get PTSD. Like, I got to ignore a lot of years of my life because of things that happen with boxing.
Wow.
Like, I'm
Wow.
talking about wicked stuff. Like, man, like we got families, and like you said, we putting our life on the line. So just
It's a
imagine
fact.
knowing that somebody's stealing over half of your money, like, and then it's times I had my life in the change, and single handedly one person sabotage all of it.
It's like that. It
I'm
happens.
gonna give you an analogy, right?
Oh,
All right, imagine like this is what happened with a lot of fighters. I know what happened to me, so just imagine, right? Like you an NBA player and you got David Stern. That's
yeah.
the dude, right? The commissioner or something.
Yeah.
Just imagine
Well,
you got the owner of the Lakers. He
okay.
come to you, you an NBA player, and he say, "All right, you did your job, man. I'm about to make you a ton of money, and you finna be huge." And and it's finna happen because the owner of the Lakers told you this, right? And you play for the
Yeah.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Imagine one person coming in that's a family member of the owner of the Lakers and just sabotage everything and it never happened.
Man.
That's the story of what happened to me. Like everything is here. Oh, we love you. We like bam, bam, bam. All this finna happen. One person got they face twisted because they want to keep stealing for their benefit. They don't want things to go right. Because it's
Mm.
like, okay, if everything is going right, how am I going to have my hand in the cookie jar?
Yeah.
I don't want these people to do right by them because I can keep on telling them, oh, I know you're supposed to get 1 million or you're supposed to get 500,000, but just take 100,000 this fight and next fight you're going to get double. You're going to get 1 million, like all of that kind of stuff. Man, it's
That
just
gotta
like the street.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm gonna give you a title. I'll let you take it. I'll let you take it. My book was supposed to be boxing the gangsters playground.
It is, man. Like, and it go both ways. Like, it's some good guys in this sport, but boxing is weird because everybody got their favorites. Like, one guy might like say for instance, you got Al Heyman, you got Bob Arum, Golden Boy. One person might have a bad situation at Golden Boy, but one
Yeah.
might have a great situation at Golden Boy. So it's just I look at it like this: just be fair. Even if you're gonna rob a fighter, don't do it
Right.
to the point to where it's like with me, it just got ridiculous. Like and like that's why I could say guys like Bob Arum, Al Heyman, man, these dudes changing people's lives. No matter how you want to cut and slice it,
Yeah.
you can say, oh, 1 or 2 careers might have, but that just happened in anything. But with them guys like them and Eddie Hearn, I like those guys like because they changing people's lives. Like they not going. What happened to me, it shouldn't have happened. Being with a guy like Mayweather that I grew up with and grew
Yeah.
up under, like, but like I say, it wasn't really him. But hire the right staff. Don't put a family member in position off of the
Mhm.
streets that never did no kind of business. Why
Just
would
a
you
just
put this guy to manage? Why he got to manage me? Why can't
just a
Al Heyman manage me?
yeah.
So that's just a long story short. But I will say that Leonard Ellaby is a good businessman, though. Like
Oh
He
man,
should.
I can't wait to hear you. I can't wait to hear you really come out with that story.
Oh man, listen, man,
Because
dudes
nobody,
know
because
that.
the thing
No,
about it, really nobody talks about.
they don't
Maybe
talk about it.
I understand it's embarrassing. That's if somebody out there robs me. I ain't gonna tell the whole yo, this dude just stick me up, man. He snuffed me, boom, stole everything.
Man,
That's like,
listen. Imagine not being able to say nothing about it
ah,
because you with these people that's up there. It's like, man, I gotta literally read about all of it. I gotta see all of this stuff, and it get through on me knowing it's one guy. Like, but the bad thing is that the bad thing about it is sometimes it might not even be the promoter. Usually it's the middleman. This is what a lot of people don't know. It be all right. You said it's 20 hands in the cookie jar, right?
yeah,
The promoters be rich as crap. Bob Arum don't care about taking no little, he a billionaire pretty much. Like, and
yeah.
Al Heyman, I'm telling you, it be the middle people that's just
All right,
coming in. They be lying, saying the promoters say stuff and do stuff. They use them as the scapegoat.
yeah,
So when you hear guys say Bob Arum or Al Heyman, no, a lot of time it be the middle people. Oh, Bob Arum said this. He said you better do this, but it really be them.
yeah. But
But
they
you're
can't
not gonna
oversee
challenge that.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah, because most guys never even met their promoter or know him that well or can't get in touch with him because how you gonna get Bob Arum, 89 years old? How you gonna get him on the phone? And Al Heyman and he don't. They can't talk to everybody, so the middle people manipulate that sometimes.
yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
got a lot of good people. I'm just speaking on the dark side of it, like,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't really hear about that. But
Yeah. Like
a
I said,
lot
it's a
of
secret
times it's the middle
society.
people.
Is a secret
It
society.
is, man. Like with me, it was the middle people. Like, I can't take it personal, but it's like, man, why they like, I understand that because it don't be the top guy a lot of time because stuff don't get to them. But guess what? Who got their ear? The middle
Yeah,
person got the promoter's ear, so they can go and blame the fighter, and they can say, which a lot of times, they do a lot of BS. So,
yeah,
I ain't gonna say the fighters don't be doing drugs and acting crazy and not working out. That happens, but I'm just speaking on the business side of it. Like, they in control. We aren't. Like, y'all don't want to
yeah,
write the checks. We don't. We don't affect y'all livelihood. Y'all can throw us away and get 50 more fighters. So what my thing
yeah.
is, like, it don't even be the promoter a lot of times. It's the middle people that cause
That's
confusion in
effed
the
up.
middle. And this is why a lot of big fights don't happen. It be the middle. It don't even be the promoter. It be the middle people.
We gotta get their names, man. We gotta get their names.
Yeah,
Yo, it's cause I feel it. Cause look, a person like me, I could get got. I could get robbed on some, money. The stress part is when you promising, for example, the trainer when he's expecting something. Like, let's say, like you're expecting this bag. So your trainer knows, all right, you're gonna get this percentage, and then whatever the cut man or whatever your manager, attorneys or whatever. But
right.
then last minute they changed the purse. This guy probably told his landlord, "I'm gonna pay you this time," or he gonna pay his. And then it's like now you gotta explain. You gotta be focused of fight, but now you gotta explain to all these people that my money's changed and all y'all money's gonna change. That's
Oh
probably the
man, listen.
stress.
Hey man, that killed me a lot. It's times to where in a fight, I'm like, oh, I'm getting this. I'll call my mother right away, like, Mom, you about to retire in 3 months. And
Yo,
then bam, I gotta backtrack. Oh, this happened, that happened. But no, this stuff literally, like Floyd Mayweather Sr. is my trainer. So imagine how weird that is that your son is the promoter, but your son don't really know what's going on because, like I said, it be middle people. And it's times where Floyd Sr. will get handed the purse because I might be taking my hands right off. He see the check and like, oh, this is not his. And I'm like, no, that's mine. Let me tell you what happened. This didn't happen to me before. A lot.
wow.
So it's kind of where he like, this the wrong purse. Like this ain't his right here. Because it's so small compared to
Yeah,
the fight that I'm fighting. I'll be like, no, and this time even the TV people seen it. They like, man, that's messed up that you just fought this fight for this.
yeah, that's crazy.
So
That's
that's just a
crazy.
long story short. But I'm like, man, I give credit to the Bob Arums, Al Heyman, and Eddie Hearn because as a whole, man, they doing their fighters right. Like everything not gonna be perfect because this is like dog eat dog, and it's like the streets. But it's
Yo,
more, you know, you got that's just to sum it up. Them three got
yeah,
like the lion's share of the fighters. Them
nah,
those are great promoters.
but it's great that you said that because a lot. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. When we debate all the time, you know, as fans, you know, as creators, content, media people, we don't hear that. We don't hear that it's a bunch of middlemans, but the promoter, they're the one that get the flack, but it's really all these middlemen. That's why I've been saying it like, yo, it's too many hands in a cookie jar. We gotta know who's them hands in them cookie jar. Because when I was talking about the Fimo and the Lomachenko fight, and I'm like, yo, the money is there. Don't you tell me that the money is not there for this fight. You got ESPN, the #1 network in the damn world. You got Bob Arum, probably the most prestige promoter. Do not tell me there's no money. And I'm like, yo, you better give that man money under the table. I know there's money out there. It's
100%.
just self-explanatory.
It is.
And I said, maybe the real answer is that the same cut for everybody else that they got their hands in the cookie jar is not the same.
It's not the same, man. Listen, that's most of the time. You don't know what, and then you don't know what the fighter's really getting offered. What's on the table? It's like this. You know that old saying: if it's a long line and you play the game to where each people whisper to each other, what the first person said is gonna change by the time it
Yeah,
get to the end.
yeah.
Man, listen, them persons get changed so much probably from when it go from the TV network. The TV network might say it's 10 million or 20 million on the table. Then they got to go down the line. It might only be said that it's 5 million on the table by the time it get to the fighters.
And then
They gonna argue on what they get out of the 5. Like, okay, why should you get 3.5 million and I get 1.5? Then they got to go back and forth, and they looking at taxes and training and different stuff like that. That's why a lot of fights it is hard because the middle you don't know who's biting off more, you know, on the inside of that.
Ryan Garcia's father told me, whatever money you see, just cut it in half. So if you see a fighter getting $1 million, just cut it in half. They're getting 500,000, barely.
Yeah,
probably.
most of the time that's the case. But you got rare instances, man. Like, you know, I seen it just firsthand with like Al, and this is why I like Al a lot. Not only because you know he came town and grew up with my people and stuff, but I never seen many fighters as happy as they are with him. Like just on the financial part, I never seen anybody ever that happy. Like I seen dudes literally with my own eyes. I look at them to see their expression of them getting bonuses and this and that, they lives changing. Think about this, man. If Santa Cruz named his son after Al, that should just tell you something.
I know, yo, we was talking about that too.
And that's why I commend dudes like that. Like, and when I say guys like, you know, I put Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn and Al are the 3 that's really changing lives, man. The more that they do that, the better for the sport because more fighters will want to box coming up and they want to do it versus going to basketball to where you getting guaranteed a certain amount of money. Now it's more money in boxing than ever. But like I say, man, it's these middlemen and these managers, man, that'll say, okay, my fighter's supposed to get $1 million. But he just had to borrow 10 grand from me last month. I'm only gonna offer him 200,000 and I'm gonna keep 800,000.
Damn.
See, stuff like that happen, but nobody really knows that. Like, you know, people take advantage, you know, and then you got a lot of foreign fighters. You got a lot of, man, people coming up poor, they do whatever to sign on that contract. They don't even read the contract.
Exactly.
So it's like, man, they just want that money, but not knowing that you thinking you getting this after the fight.
Do you think that is like that? Al Heyman, he had a brother that used to box, right?
Yup.
So you think that the way that he does business is because the way his brother got cheated?
100%. See, you do your homework. I gotta tell most cats that because us all being from Cleveland and growing up, you know, around the same families, don't nobody know that. Yeah, it is. That's probably honestly that could be the 100% of it. Is his
What was his
brother
name?
fought? His
Billy
brother
Bob.
is Bobby. His brother
Bobby
fought Ray
Heyman.
Leonard.
Yeah, yeah. Ray Leonard. He
He was a
fought Ray
good
Leonard.
fighter, man, but he
But
probably
he
never
got
got paid.
robbed, cheated.
Oh, he
Yeah.
got robbed. And then, Don is from our city too. Don King is from Cleveland as well.
Hmm.
Even though, like, even with Don, he made a lot of millionaires and he changed the game, but he did do some, stuff that was, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
but nobody perfect. But yeah, Al switched the game up, man. What he seen happen with his brother, I'm sure that's like the Lions part. Like, okay, I'm gonna put it to where the fighters got say so, and they got. He just so nice of a humble dude that it's just like it's unreal. Like, like
yeah.
I'm gonna just sum this up, man. Listen, me not being able to, do the deal with him, man, changed my bank account dramatically to where, man, I'm just glad that I'm not half crazy right now.
That's what's up, man. That's a
Literally,
blessing,
like, man,
man.
me not being able to do business with him for a certain BS reason,
Yeah,
man, that changed my, like, I mean, I can't complain. I'm doing straight. Like, I've still made money, but I'm saying with him, like, you wouldn't believe, like Al like helping people. Like for instance, look, he got Angulo still fighting. Who would be giving this dude these shots still?
yeah.
Because he know, man, this guy might have a heart. His mother
True.
might have cancer or his fence. So let me help this guy. And there's room for that. Remember when you just said, the money is there? Man, the
Yeah,
money is there to help everybody. Like, why
mm,
not help a fighter out that never made a payday? This was
yeah,
some of the fighters got to step up and help other fighters. Like, okay, man, this dude shouldn't be struggling like this. You a tough fighter. How about I give you a chance, like a Rocky story almost? How about I give you a chance to make a 6-figure payday and
yeah,
you up a business? Like, but the fighters got to help fighters too. Like, you got to help these guys that you see that's a good tough fighter. I know plenty of fighters, man, even out here where I live now in Vegas. They might not even have made 10, 20 grand, but I know can give fighters hell.
yeah.
Somebody needs to step up and say, man, look, win, lose, or draw, it's going to be entertaining for the fans. Why not
Exactly.
this dude get a 6-figure payday? And I think that's what Dana White, even though none of them make a lot of money,
Yeah,
but keep them guys, they can have 13, 15 losses and they still in the rotation.
exactly,
I think
exactly.
promoters need to be mindful of that. Like, if they can still compete, keep them in a motion to where they can make them some money and help their families, man, because it's some fighters out here struggling so bad that, man, it's
Yeah,
just
I see a lot of fights that could happen, but that was like back in the days, like where you knew your C-level fighters, quote unquote. I don't even like calling them A, B, C,
right.
because any given day,
Anybody can get knocked. We just seen
every
for Becky.
yeah, anybody could get knocked out, everybody could lose. Cancion beat Machado. Everybody thought Machado was gonna beat Cancion. So people don't know what's gonna happen in the sport of boxing. You have an idea, skill set, yes. Man, I'm not a firm believer. I want to see a dude that's high level versus a guy that's like ranked 40 something. Unless if
Yeah,
you're
nah, not
actually
that.
telling,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want. I don't feel like it actually helps the fighter,
Oh,
in
I
my
can't
opinion.
stand those. Yeah, them
You
kind of
know,
fights.
like I mean, for me, it doesn't help. Like, let's say Brandon Lee. I like Brandon Lee, but how you gonna have 17 fights with 17 guys that have losing records?
Oh yeah, nah. See,
You
that's what
know,
I'm trying to say. Like, how are they getting the paydays? Which I don't knock nobody. Like their opponents, that's cool. He got to be built up. But I'm saying, what about the guys like that's like they might be 30-9. Look at the dude that beat Lomachenko, Salido. I think he had what
10, I
13
think 10,
losses.
13. Yeah,
Well, imagine if you never gave him a shot and he
true,
beat Lomachenko. So
true.
I think that promoters need to have like a whole staff. Like nowadays, you need internet guys like you. That's like
Mhm.
report. You need a team of them. You need a team of people that stay in the loop. Because sometimes, like what you just said, don't nobody even know that Al had a brother that fought.
Yeah,
I
and
guarantee you, when they see this is going to be their first time they even heard that.
Exactly.
Like,
And that's why I tell people that just do not pay attention to when a fighter's contractual to fight. A fighter's contractual to fight. Learn about their journey. That when you do see them fight and when they do win or accomplish whatever goals or whatever win, whatever belt, that's what you understand because you understand the journey. So I give you an example with the Devin Haney. I was mad because I felt the WBC took that glory away from him. Because we seen
right,
Devin more than any other fighter out there right now. We seen Devin Haney as a child in YouTube and just coming up and being whatever.
yeah,
We seen him grow through YouTube. So
yeah,
as a fan, you're looking at it like, yo, when he first win his title, and when everybody wins their title, y'all crying, y'all throw that emotions. Yo, you saw Floyd, Shakur Stevenson, everybody. So I said, damn, yo, the WBC took that glory. I don't take that belt. That was just me as a fan because I hated what the WBC did. And then
man.
I'm like, don't
Listen, it
accept
shouldn't be
your
no
boss,
franchise
you
champion.
boss.
It shouldn't be no franchise champion, man. Listen, if it should
Nah,
be
it
a
shouldn't.
franchise champion, how come it's not one in every weight?
Yeah,
And how can you not lose a belt? I don't think they should implement stuff like that to where a fighter can't lose a belt. Especially you got dudes like Franco is a warrior.
yeah,
He probably didn't want that,
yeah.
but like you say,
And then
it's
it's a
big.
business. It's a business move, and sometimes does fans really care about the business moves? Nah, because fans are just as barbaric as what happens in the ring. The
Yeah,
fighters
right.
are really the humble ones. We see y'all after y'all fights. Y'all really humble. Y'all respect the man. Y'all because y'all respect the work. Y'all know what he's doing because y'all do the same thing. The fans are more barbaric than what happens in the ring. We just want to see the fight and we're drinking while we're seeing the
Yeah.
fight.
And
you
most of
know?
these fighters ain't happy outside of the ring. They depressed. Cause man, it's a hard job. Like man, even making the money, being rich is hard. The training is way harder than the fight. The training and the discipline that it takes, it's not for
Yeah.
somebody like for me or even like a Devin and certain fighters but it's wear and tear. It's so much that goes into it that man. That's probably why Andre Ward just walked away on top,
Yeah.
so he can keep his marbles. Like I'm sure Dre will still be undefeated and could win a few more years if he want to, but he walked away with his peace of mind and who he is because this game will eat you alive. I know that firsthand because I had to battle with letting the stuff that happened to me eat me alive mentally because it could have. Like, I mean, it's certain stuff that I can't think about. Literally, like I've been in a war or something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want
I
to, I don't want to compare it
you
to.
don't want to.
But man, like man, it's stuff that happened to me that it could have changed the way I just think about things in life to where so boxing is a different kind of sport. Like man, that's why you see a lot of fighters turn out the way that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Me being going through certain things, I can see why. I'm like, okay, maybe this why he on drugs or this happened, that happened. Because
Yeah.
you want to forget a lot of the stuff that happened in this game.
Exactly. I feel you. I feel you. It's like yesterday when I heard the news about um Broner getting arrested again, right? For sentence to 7 days. And of course, you already know a lot of content is gonna run and it's time to roast Broner. That's an easy content, easy view. And I'm like, that's not even like I'm not trying to kick a man while he's down. And I'm saying in my mind, like, yo, he's been fighting since he was young. Look at all the fighters take all that punishment and they take it alone. Like, I don't know what's going on in his mind. I don't know what the trials and
Man,
tribulation he's facing. It's easy for me to just make a video and be like, what's happening to Broner? Da, da, da. I'm like, you know what? Nah, man. How about this? There's certain us men. I'm not gonna, I don't speak for everybody, but I'm saying, but with my friends and me growing up, it's something about us that we don't believe in therapy. We don't,
oh
we
man,
don't, we don't believe in the word help. We don't want to let another dude know that I need help, that I'm struggling, I'm
yo,
having problems with my wife or my baby moms or my kids. Us men, we don't have and I was telling Peter Quillen this earlier. Like, how girls have the sister circle when they're down, they get together.
oh
Yo, girl,
man,
us men, we
you
don't
couldn't have
got
said
that
it
because
better.
we don't got that. So you know that the number one thing that kills a minority man like Black and Latinos is stress, because we hold so
Man,
much shit. There's
I
so
can
much
believe it.
pressure to provide, to take care of our family, so much on our shoulders, but then we can't show emotions. We can't let everybody know that we're weak, you know?
Man, you couldn't have said it better, man. Like literally, that I think that's the problem with the world as a whole. Is like, man, damn if we do, damn if we don't. Like, they done made up this new word, toxic masculinity.
Oh
I don't
boy.
know where it came from. You can't be too manly,
Yeah.
and you weak if you need help. So yeah, we gotta suppress everything, and we can't say, oh, I need help, man. I'm broke, or I got my money took, or this happened, that happened. Man, you hit that key nail on the head, man. And that's a worldwide thing. For men,
Yeah.
we expect it to be, it's no like happy husband, happy life. It's
Yeah.
happy life.
Yo, my brother, I've been there. I've been a year like on custody battle fighting for my son. I got my son and I won, you know?
Right.
But that year, you meet me that year, like, yo, it's like I'm not smiling. I'm hurt, bro. I'm hurt. Like, can't see my son. Somebody telling me when I could see him at one time to, strangers, and right there, it's either it brings to that type of mindset that, yo, I'm gonna kill this, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
It's
that's
a
just
battle.
that's just one situation. That's just one situation. Some people just got multiple situations. Some people
Multiple,
got that
yeah.
I can't see my kids and I'm not making money. That's a whole different situation. My
Right.
kid is asking me for money. I'm supposed to be Superman, but I don't even got the money to give. I
Yeah.
know a lot.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of dudes, a lot of stress. That's why I like to create these type of talks, because men don't have that type of
We don't.
outlet.
We don't. We don't, because it's we looked at only what we can provide in this world. What we can provide. That's it. It's no like,
Provide,
oh,
protect.
your
Provide,
male is the,
protect.
that's it. It's no, you hear the words, and we, the female, I'm the prize, happy wife, happy life. So it's like, when you hear this stuff repeatedly throughout society, it's like, okay, we only what we can provide and protect. That's it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need a man need a hug or somebody to tell him, but we can't do that because it's made to look weak and stuff like that. And then if you strong, on the other hand, you got people saying, oh, it's toxic masculinity. Like,
Yep.
so it's just like, man, you're right about that, man. Like, a lot of fighters, and hopefully Broner, because Broner's a good dude, man. Like, I knew him
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
he was young. We both from Ohio, and I seen him come up literally since a 7, 8 year old. Like, he got a twin brother that was a great fighter too.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, man, they've been through a lot, man. They came up hard, but Broner's really he'd help anybody if he could. Like, he just
Listen,
is who he is, and he go through stuff. So, I
yeah,
hate to hear that he in jail. I'm just glad it's only for a week. But
yeah. But that's
you
sometimes
know,
a default, right? Sometimes you're a good person, hearted person, and then they take advantage.
oh, that'll
You
kill
know.
you in this game. Oh man, that'll kill you in this game, man. You better off being numb, and you got to put who you are over here and just box and do the boxing. And that's why you see guys putting on acts, and it's like you got to have an alter ego. You can't put your heart, your soul into this like that, man. You better go into this kind of cold hearted. Stay who you are, but I'm saying when it comes to boxing, no, you better not show that you did. You gonna get ate alive. I know because it happened to me. Like,
Yeah, that's what last time when we see Mike Tyson's interview and we see when he gets emotional. Then you can imagine. Can you imagine all the shit that he held deep? That because he's Mike Tyson and he's the baddest man of the planet, he can't show that type of emotions, or that's it. His shield, he don't got no more shield. But yo, you could see it. Like you could, and that's why, man, I respect fighters a lot, man. What y'all go through
oh
is no,
yeah,
is
man.
no
Yeah,
joke.
we appreciate that. What part of New York you from?
Harlem, Washington Heights.
Oh, you from Harlem. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all the yeah, that was the Mecca at one point. Harlem.
At one point. At
Yeah,
one point,
yeah, Harlem. I mean, it's
you talking about
still
the culture, the music, or the
everything. Like, yeah, when it comes to like even boxing, you know, Ray Robinson moved there, and just how we moved to
mm,
Vegas now, everybody was
yeah,
moving to Harlem. And yeah, I look at Harlem on the outside because I got a lot of friends from there. As just
uh,
like, yeah, just a place of a great hustlers and businessmen. Like when you think Harlem, you think, okay, this dude has gotta have
yeah.
some money, or he a hustler or a businessman.
I think you know why people ain't making it from New York, like not in the media, but let's say in the industries or acting or in the music business anymore. Like you don't
Y'all
hear
had
New
rap
York.
on lock, like
You know what? I do think because we're think very savvy when it comes to business. We know when we don't want to get fucked doing business. You know, so that's been also, and I feel like with the down south dudes, it was like oh man, they paying attention to us. We'll sign any contract. F that.
oh yeah,
You know,
yeah, I could
they
believe
country
that.
dude. You know, now they catching on. Now it might go to another part. You know, but the Midwest was popping. Bone
Yeah, yeah,
Thugs.
we oh yeah, they from my area, yeah. Yeah, but rap, oh no, y'all hands down. You know the
Oh
West
yeah,
Coast had a lot, but I'm saying as far as, but yeah, y'all always seem to be ahead of everybody when it come to business and
yeah,
stuff like that. You know, New York, it just seemed like y'all ahead of the curve, and that's a good point you brought up. Like maybe that's why, because y'all know, like, I mean, look at the figure, like y'all got Jay-Z, dudes like that, and Dame Dash from Harlem, who's the brains,
yeah, yeah,
you know. And yeah,
yeah.
they used to send me boxes of clothes back in the day. They used to
That's
sponsor
what's
me,
up.
like, yeah, Dame
That's
Dash, yo. I think,
that.
you know what, dudes like that really would be good for boxing if they had the right team, because they would
Yeah,
actually know how to promote it. Like when you went about not actually promoting the fights, I
yeah.
think a lot of the people in the rap and music industry will promote boxing better.
Oh yeah, man. It's
But
the
the promoters
groundwork.
don't want to let nobody in, though, because it's like they don't want to share the money.
Yeah, yeah. There's no more groundwork. It's like in hip hop, the groundwork is what made guys like DMX. You know, is that ground promotion. I feel like the YouTubers that out there, we do groundwork, right? We do
Groundwork.
groundwork, but we still on the outside. We still don't know. You know,
Yup.
some boxers or man or trainers could listen to us and be like, yo, these dudes don't know shit. What's going on? And I understand that because we don't know a lot of shit that's going on when it comes to business. That's why I would be like, yo, we got to learn the business. We got to know the names. We got to know the managers' names. All right, I know who Bob Arum is, but I want to know McWaters. I want to know who's that manager. We got to get to know their resume, their
100%.
portfolio. You
A
know,
1,000%. Yup.
ask the right questions to get the right answers. That's the only
See,
thing.
what we just did here, the dialect that we doing, this help enlighten people by asking questions, because even by you asking me, you bring up points to where I might even not even thought, and I'm like, dang, that's a good thing. So really, if everybody bounce stuff off of each other, and in boxing, people quit like thinking that you can have a different opinion and not be a enemy or this or that. But these promoters, damn, they're like gangsters when it come to
Yes.
like Crips and Bloods in the '90s, because oh, I got this network, nobody else could be on it. My fighter
That
not
hurt.
fighting your fighter, because they got to come to a happy medium ground where they can say, all right, in some type of way, they need to do something to where your guy can come over here and fight on ESPN, and your guy can come to Fox.
What do you think is the
Yes, to do a
solution?
yes, do a
If it
bid. So yes, see who offer the highest money. Just how you got, just like you got the purse bid
What do you
in
think is the
boxing.
solution? What do you think is the solution if you had the power, and you know, because there's a lot of things in society right now where we have issues with a lot of things, especially what's going on right now. There's protests going on, police brutality, still things that's going on, the race issue, all that stuff is still going on. But it gets to the point where, yeah, we're talking about the issues, talking about it, yelling about the issues, fighting about the issues, but then where's the solution? You know, so what do you
Uh,
think in boxing the solution is when it comes to because I feel like I got the little solution about the promotion, but you know way more insight in how the money is cut, how it's presented to you, you know, what's the solution? What you think?
Honestly, the real solution to be for boxing to have like a union or this or that, like the NBA, you know how they got like
The players
for
union.
the whole sport, but that'll never
Yeah,
happen.
that will never happen
So
now.
to me, I think it need to be better communication and understanding. And I think that promoters should have specific people under them and that can communicate with other people from another team. Like say Top Rank might have certain guys that might be able to go talk to people at PBC and they get it figured out, and then they go back to Bob Arum and Al Heyman, and they already got the deal put together, and they just, I think people might understand, have better of an understanding. The top guy, like you say, Bob Arum is 89 years old. He's still a cold businessman, but he might have a 40-year-old or a 45-year-old that might understand what Al Heyman's saying better, or somebody under Al. Al might have a 45-year-old and they talk, they might laugh and get along with each other and say, man, we debating or beefing about something small. How about we
Mm-hmm.
do this? We put this many fights on ESPN when it's PBC versus Bob. We do 5 fights over here and 5 fights over there. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's how it can work. Like, okay, and then they just decide which fighters that'd be. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
let this fighter go. And when it's a middle ground, yes, do a bid to see who do the highest purse. And then they come to my network.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's really
I think the networks got to work together more,
they
especially
yeah,
if you think about Fox and ESPN. They're both owned by Disney. You know, it's
right.
different companies the way they're running things, but it's still owned by Disney. So
By Disney, yeah, the overhead. So it's
yeah,
all really the promoters and even the fighters sometimes could come together to help the situation. Like you got Bud and you got Earl. They could talk to each other and make it easier and say, okay, do you want to make this fight like Mayweather did with Pacquiao? They talk to each other. I
yeah,
seen Floyd talk to fighters and make the fight happen to
mhm.
where then they go to the promoter and say, okay, we happy with doing this. Let's get it done. That's how I think 80-90% of the fights can happen. If you get the fighters talk to each other or somebody close to them, like, you know, a lot of them got fathers. This dad talked to that dad, or this guy that's close to him. My best friend talk to your best friend. It'd be
But even
way probably easier.
and then even the parents too, they don't know the business of boxing as well. They walking into it, learning it. That's
Oh
like that's
no.
that's like a dude getting drafted in the NBA, like Allen Iverson, and then already boom, he come from the gutter to the NBA making millions, and you got this kid from the amateurs coming to the pros, but also the amateurs, also the dad coming into this business. If he do his homework, he can't even protect his son because he don't
And
know.
yeah, because they don't know. That's where Bill Haney, what he mastered. Devin's dad,
Yeah, yeah,
he
I could
came
see
into
that.
this fully equipped.
Yeah, I could see
And
that.
he knew every in and out. Like he always thinking, and he just a businessman. So, but not everybody is gonna have that. What Devin Haney got, and you know, where they had the money and everything. So people just need to help each other more. That's what I think, and give people more genuine advice and not want everything for themselves. Even a lot of older fighters be bitter towards the younger fighters because they
Yeah,
get easier money now and more money. So you
yeah,
get
we
a
see
lot of these.
that.
Why
We see
not
that.
get them good advice? The younger guys coming up and help them. Forget whether you didn't make $1 zillion like they making now. Help them, like tell them the mistakes that you made. Like
Yeah,
you know, don't say, "Oh man, this dude." They just want to criticize him instead. Like versus, but at the same time, some of these younger fighters can help the older fighters,
true.
even if it's in a small way. Like man, like
Now Ryan
you know,
Garcia could help Golden Boy with promoting. Ryan Garcia could help Golden Boy with promoting, right?
yeah, I see that
With his,
beefing all the time. So they need a better communication
yeah,
from what it looked like, you know, from the outside. Like they need a better communication. But like I say, sometimes it's that age gap.
yeah,
So the promoters need younger people that work on the internet. Like you saying, like you need podcasters.
hmm,
I guarantee you they will be able to communicate with the fighters better than a lot of these older promoters. You get a
yep,
staff under you that's like 40 something, 50 years old, 40 years old, 35, they'll be able to say, okay, this is what Ryan's problem is. Like, sometimes you don't see that when you got $1 billion and you think everybody should listen to you just because of that.
Yeah. It's like what I was gonna say. It's like, see, Eddie Hearn. I like Eddie Hearn's style. Yo,
Yeah.
I'm in New York. I'm waking up. He's doing some type of podcast, 6 o'clock. And my 6 o'clock in the morning, he's doing something. He's doing something at 12. He's doing something at 1. It looks like the dude is working 24/7.
He got
Like,
the right idea, and he's a young cat, probably only 40 years old or early
yeah.
40 something.
And then I've been to like the press conferences. The dude be the first one there, the last one. I was talking to Eddie Hearn, like walking out the garden. Like, that's it. Like, they kicked us out the garden, but the dude is still there answering everybody's question. He don't care what media outlet you at. They don't know from small, big, gigantic. He talks to everybody, man. I gain a lot of respect. When he comes to New York, I did the Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. First man there, last one out. Answers everybody question. He don't even rush you. He's a good dude.
See, Eddie Hearn he looked at what you said. Like, okay, the older promoters or the guys that been in it, this the mistakes they made, so I'm gonna do different. So that's why even some of the older promoters that been in it longer need to get guys up under them. So maybe they don't have to do everything. You got a staff that understand the new generation.
Yeah,
I think that's like a major part of it.
Yeah, man. Couple of more questions. I know we're going long on this one.
Oh, cool. No, it's all good.
So what do you think is going to be more gratifying for you, when you won your world title or winning a world title as a trainer? Your fighter winning a world title as a trainer.
Oh, as a trainer. As a trainer, because that already been like my character, like, because it don't take a lot to make me happy. So even when big stuff happen, I'm like, all right. But to see it for somebody else, that I help, that's young, and I know they helping their family, like my other fighter, who's a real good young fighter, Darren Cunningham. I'm gonna be glad to see him join his best friend as a champion. And be able to, make him some good money. He's from St. Louis originally. So there's some hard living back there to where he can buy his mom a house. So by far, even doing it with Devin, like, and winning him more belts and stuff like that. Oh, that's gonna be way more gratifying.
That's what's up.
Hands down. And not many fighters want that, man. They want it for themselves. But me, I'd rather be behind the scenes like an Al Heyman or this person or that person and help hundreds of people versus me getting it all. And that's the problem. A lot of fighters want everything to themselves. Like, and to me, if you could make more, that's better. The more, the better. To me, you can't keep everything to yourself. I see a lot of fighters always say they starting a company.
Yeah.
When do you ever see a bunch of other fighters coming up under their company? They say this promotions, that promotions.
Or are they gaining company because it's just like part of cutting out the middleman, or they actually gaining the company for this is a promotional and I'm getting
fired? They saying they
promote,
but it's hard for fighters to want to share the spotlight.
Yeah.
They want all of the spotlight. And that's what Devin Haney is starting, like, where he gonna have a company where fighters can come up under him. And we already got a few guys, that's up under the company. But to answer the question, to help other fighters, way more gratifying.
And when you think it's gonna be Devin Haney's next fight?
You said when?
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be for sure by the first half of November, late October, first half, and it'll be against the best available opponent.
Okay. Think Gamboa?
If
Gamboa. I personally don't want Gamboa, but I personally don't want
it'll probably be somebody like him, Fortuna.
I like Fortuna.
Or somebody, whoever agreed to fight him, it's always
that would be sweet. That would be sweet, man.
Listen, by us speaking on what we just spoke on, believe me, these fights that come on the table, and sometimes it ain't worth it for the other fighter in their eye. They don't want to take the risk. And then a lot of times fighters scared to lose to a 21-year-old.
True. True.
They like, oh, I don't want to be embarrassed by losing to this kid, pretty much.
Yeah.
Fighters like Gamboa not gonna really care. He at the end of the road to where he'd take the payday and think, oh, I can beat this young cat. But Fortuna, guys like Fortuna and Gamboa to me is a good fight. For
Felix
Devin
Verdejo.
Haney.
What do you think about Felix Verdejo?
Huh?
Felix Verdejo.
Oh, we'll fight him. Man, listen, this ain't no lie, and I ain't being biased, man. Devin
Yeah.
to fight anybody.
Yeah.
Like literally, like, yeah, we'll fight Felix. And me as his trainer, I'll approve it. Like, I'll let Devin fight anybody. Like, and I even said to Devin, you just got shoulder surgery. We don't need to be rushing to fight
Yeah.
Lomachenko.
Yeah.
But listen, Dev, like, no, I want it. I want to break this record and that record. I want to say that I was only 21 and I fought it. He really wanted like that.
Yeah.
Like, he gonna be a major problem.
That's a legacy. And I credit that. I credit that.
And he wanted for real. Like, this dude ain't trying to be behind nobody. Like, and he said and he means it. Like, he not trying to be. People say, "Oh, he did Mayweather." The next, yeah, we understand that because he been up under the camp. Man, he want to be better than Mayweather.
Yeah, I mean
So he not one of these.
that's the best approach. That's the
Yeah,
best approach.
that's like literally his real approach. Is like that's how he really carries it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I was gonna say, damn. I was gonna say something about Devin, but it went over my head. But I think we already answered the question on that one about his next fight and who should be. I was gonna say, like I said earlier, I don't care as a fan. I mean, as a manager, if I put my manager thinking cap on, he get a tune-up because I understand he has surgery, just like Earl Spence. I would understand that Earl Spence had a tune-up as well.
He going into a hard fight, Danny
That's
Garcia. Yeah.
So let me get a couple predictions. What you think? Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. Who you got?
I'll
break it down technically,
right?
Sando. Break it down technically wise. What?
Okay, all right. I want Teofimo to win. Number one, because I met him. He was a nice dude, and I think he live in Vegas. Unless he moved, because I didn't.
He's training in Jersey right now.
Okay, because the first time I met him, I think it was a grocery store here when he first turned pro. He pulled me to the side and was like, "Man, I'm so and so, and I'm a beast, and we talked probably for 30 minutes in the grocery store." So I always liked him since then, but I want him to win. Like, I'm rooting for him to win.
Yeah.
And especially, so I think him and Devin to fight, it'll be a big fight in the future. So I want him to keep the donut. Not that matter, and I hate that people are so scared to fight to lose their zero. That's another problem in boxing. But I think I give Lomachenko like a 60-40 edge.
Okay.
Because of his experience. Man. But at the same time, he can't have a bad night. If he have a bad night, Teofimo will probably beat him.
Yeah.
Like, the way that he fought the last couple fights, Teofimo got a shot to beat him. The way he fought Luke and
Pedraza and
Pedraza, I wasn't real impressed. That's what made me say, "Come on, Devin, we can take this." So
yeah.
Ain't gonna be no shock if Teofimo put some leather on him and beat him. But 12-round decision without a knockdown, I don't see him beating. I give Lomachenko the edge, but
okay. I see Lomachenko like this because, of course, I think he got probably practically all the tools in the toolbox.
Yeah.
I think but I do think that the Matrix aura, the invincible aura, is not there. I do see some defensive slippages. I do feel like with all his movement that is so documented and is so elite and supreme, but yeah, he gets hit a lot. With all the movement and all the praises.
Listen, Teofimo had I'll break it down to this. I'll sum it up to if Teofimo had a right camp, he got the right people. I know his dad trained him.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, if he had a right game plan and he can implement it and fight, he got a chance to beat him. But he got to do it, man, because you can't give Lomachenko room to think.
Yeah.
You let that dude think too much, he going to beat you.
Yeah, okay.
So I get Teofimo. To me, it's up to his training camp and the kind of schooling that he getting on the game plan. Me
Yeah.
personally, I could think of ways for Tiafimo to beat him. Like if say I was his trainer,
Yeah.
like I would be able to say, come on, yeah, we could do this and that because he got the tool set to beat Lomachenko. But is he gonna do the right things to beat him? Is the key.
Mm.
Will he do
Yeah.
that?
I got T.O. on that one. I got T.O., but it's more like it's my gut feeling. I feel like it was written. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
a gut.
especially going to see. That's what I and
So
I
you're gonna put money on him, then you should win some money on him.
you know what? I don't bet on boxing.
You know what, man?
It's
I
too
hate. I hope that I don't want to jinx it, but this COVID stuff, I'm just hoping don't no COVID stuff pop up.
yo, but you see, there is a lot of like how you say it, a lot of hiccups with these fights with the
Oh, that's
COVID.
what's gonna happen to a lot of these big fights we see in schedule. Over 50% of them probably ain't even gonna happen because of this COVID stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
man.
don't like it. I'm like, man, just let if these cats feel good, let them fight. Like,
I mean, we still don't know where Errol Spence and Daniel Garcia gonna fight. It's still up for grab. They don't know where they're gonna fight yet.
yeah, word and man, these dudes is popping up, and some of them failed in tests and they passing another one. So it's just odd to me. But yeah, that's a good fight though, man. Like, you know, Tiafimo got a shot because just what you said, when I seen Lomachenko get touched and some slippages, oh, I said, oh,
Yeah.
Devin hands down to beat him, like with no problem. Like it ain't gonna be easy for neither one, for nobody fighting no Lomachenko because he's a beast. But
Yeah, but also that Pedraza fight, the way I see that fight is almost the way I may think about Devin Haney coming back. That's why I said he could take a tune-up because he's coming from a
yeah,
shoulder surgery, just like Lomachenko. They blame that performance because of the shoulder surgery and him coming
oh,
back.
he had one too. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that's why I think a lot of people ain't talk too much bad about the Pedraza fight because he was just coming back. A lot of people felt like he was coming too early. I even felt
Yeah,
like that with Devin Haney before the COVID. I'm like, he's coming too early for this, for what was reported. You know, remember COVID hit. He was gonna be back around April, May. That what they were reporting.
yeah, man, he is gonna be back early. If
I was
you
like,
leave it
damn.
up to Devin, man,
I
listen,
was like,
Devin.
that's too early.
Yeah, man, listen, Devin is like he don't fake. When you hear him saying stuff,
Mm.
Devin don't. I'm talking about, man. This dude don't want to lose a bowling game, a video game. Like he not faking when he say he want these fights. He want to be the best, like hands down.
That's good, man. That's how fighters need to think. That's how fighter needs to think. What would you say to fans? How we should react to stories that's reported? How would you want fans to respect fighters? How would you like if you talk to fans like, yo, talk a little shit, but respect this is what we do, whatever. Because there's a lot of things that fans don't understand. There's a lot of things. There's still things I'm learning and trying to learn because, of course, I want to be very, very respectful to these people, to these fighters' career.
Yeah,
And of
that's
course, I'm
real.
gonna
Yeah,
roast
that's
them
real.
too. So I'm gonna have fun.
Oh, for
But
sure. Yeah, fighters ain't
but
sensitive, so we understand it. Like, man,
yeah,
I
like
think
Ryan hit me up. He was like, "Yo, man, you a clown, you crazy." And I'm like, because I said something about the golden girl, I call it the golden girl.
yeah, right,
And he's like, "Nah, man, I don't say nothing serious, man. I find it funny." I'm like, "Yo,
right.
good looking at that. You're not
That's
that,
how everybody got to think, man. Ain't nothing personal. Everybody make mistakes.
yeah."
Fighters gonna slip and say things.
But
You
then
know,
they
you
see the body of work, they see more videos. That's why if you would have caught me with that one video when I'm like saying with the Devin Haney with the boy or whatever,
right.
but then if you would have called me the video way before that, then you'd be like, oh, this is why he said that. It's really
Oh
that
yeah,
his
yeah.
beef is really with the Mauricio Sudom on the WBC about the title. It's not that he got elevated, it's that I didn't want nobody to have a franchise title or him getting stolen from his glory.
Man, he wanted to beat Lomachenko and say who else did this at 21, because Lomachenko is a hell of a fighter. Like
Yeah.
that
But the
dude
thing
ain't.
is, Mauricio Sudom was saying already in a bunch of interviews, social and boxing social and TBV. He
People
was saying
probably ain't
that
take it serious when he was saying it because that sound weird. A franchise champion, like who would
no,
even think?
he wasn't saying the franchise champion. He was saying that um that Devin Haney's next fight will be with the interim title. That's when Teofimo Lopez left to the IBF, right?
Oh,
And then it was
okay.
talking about the interim title, and they was asking him, is he going to be fighting Lomachenko next? And he said no. That Devin Haney has more years. He's going to have a bright future, but he's not going to fight. So right there, I'm like, okay, he's not going to fight him. But then he was going, if there's going to be an undisputed bout when they became the franchise came through fruition or whatever, and that's when I'm like, hell no, nah, leave
Well,
the WBC, leave them.
I'm just hoping that the winner of Teofimo, and I hope if it's Lomachenko, hopefully it happened right away with him and Devin. With Teofimo, like you said, they might end up fighting at 140. Who knows? Because they got a long time ahead of them. So
And he tall too
who,
for
Devin?
Devin, right?
Oh yeah,
He got the
yeah,
good.
y'all.
I mean, he got the good height to even. We will see him in the future 147, probably
Oh, no question.
154 because
Oh,
of his
no
height.
question, man. Yeah, Dev is just, man, he a hell of an athlete, just all around. That dude is a freak.
Yeah, I don't see Tank moving up like that. I don't
No,
see
no.
I don't see Fimo moving up past 147, but I do see Haney moving up past 47.
Yeah, I could see him winning. Yup, I could see him winning belts up there. Yeah, definitely.
Four division world title list. You think
Yeah, I see that for
that's
sure.
right about
Yup,
right?
yup.
What do you think about Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis?
Oh, I like them. Yeah, I like both of those cats. Virgil got the punching power, and Boots got the skills. Those two other fighters, that'll be a huge fight in the future. Like, everybody will want to see it now, but
Nah, I know that's a
I'd
future
rather
fight.
see them guys against like some veteran, some guys like
I want to see him against Ghost Guerrero. You
guys
know,
like that. Yeah, put them in there with some tough, experienced guys, like
Luis
let them build up.
Colazo. I want to see.
Oh, you hit that. Yeah, good one right there. Yeah, guys like Luis Cola. Dude is gonna give you an obstacle. We don't want to see you hit a guy and they just fall out, or they
Yep,
coming in, they not trying to beat you. Yeah, I want to see them with guys. Yeah, Luis Colazo, that's perfect because he
yep.
crafty and I mean, he's still capable of giving the top notch champions the best fight. So, yup, dudes just like that is perfect.
And then and it keeps them getting money too. Keeps them in the
And they
limelight.
keep
They
them
keep
just as
these.
we spoke about earlier. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yep. So yo, Mikey, man, thank you, man. Thank you for showing up, my brother. Great conversation. I know we've been talking for a while.
Oh yeah, it's all good, man. We just entertain the fans and enlighten them at the same time.
Yeah, so you want to tell anybody where to follow you at?
Yeah, I got a new Instagram, man, because I had it's Mickey Bay Eternal, Cekeybey
Or
Eternal.
Shorty, or Shorty got the password and you got to change. You had to change everything, huh?
Yeah, I had to
Shorty
change
got.
everything when I left TMT because
Oh,
yeah.
no, I was saying
Not
the girls behind you. They were like, oh man, they were going inside your Instagram. You had to change the whole
Oh
shit.
no, no, I don't deal with none of that. That's why I still feel young and everything. I don't deal with none of that stress or nothing.
Oh, no girl collection. Maybe that's why, man.
No, I
Maybe
never even
girl
been there
collection.
before.
That's why. I'm like, man, Mickey Bay, man. He ain't trying to chill with us, man.
Oh no, 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 I never. But yeah, man, no, I'm approachable, man, and I'm sure we'll do this again.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, yup, yeah,
Good looking out, my brother, man. God bless.
for
Yo,
sure.
more prosperous to you as a trainer, as a fighter. You say you don't know you don't know if you're gonna retire yet.
I might get another
One
little,
more, one more, one more,
I might
one
make
more.
his Haney might promote me, and that never happened before. Him being my fighter, and he
Yo,
promote my fight. I might do one or I might do something next year maybe, but it all got to be after he done fighting and this and that.
that's
But
that's that's a
yeah,
goodie, man. That's hey yo, but what would you
oh,
fight? You staying
I could,
lightweight?
yeah. I'm still the same. Well, I've been the same weight like 10 years. Yeah, I
Yo,
don't
you're
really,
in a great division.
Yeah, yeah. I still can beat damn near everybody Devin finna fight. I'm sure I could beat him. That's where that's kind of the advantage we got. I'm sure I can beat like all these cats that's trying to fight him. I know I can train and beat him. So imagine giving me a 21-year-old and being able to train him and see it from the outside. people gonna have a major problem with us working
Yo,
together.
hey, yo, Gary Russell needs an opponent, brother. Maybe you and
Yeah,
Gary.
Gary don't want these problems. He really Gary, man. He better. I like Gary a lot at featherweight,
Yeah,
man. He got to stay there, man. Or I like to see him and Shakur fight.
yeah, that's a good
Why
fight.
we not hearing them talk about that one? That's realistic.
That's
All of the
realistic.
Bud Crawford and stuff is like, come on, man. But yeah, I would make that my last fight, Gary. I'll fight him.
Who would you want, Buck Crawford? Let me ask, who would you want Buck Crawford to fight next?
Either Sean Porter or Manny Pacquiao.
But see, the Manny Pacquiao, he ain't even gonna fight this year. They announced that he ain't gonna fight this year.
Oh, he ain't gonna fight. Oh, so next,
Sean Porter just
Sean
fought.
Porter.
But
Sean Porter.
he just fought last weekend.
Oh, he just fought. Okay. That was so easy. Sean probably should be able to get back in though.
What do you think about Bud and Keith or Bud or
Oh,
Brooke?
Bud and Keith Thurman. Yup. That's
I
it.
want to see that.
That's the one right there. Like, and they could make it happen. I'll put it to you like that. If they both say, I know Bud 100% will take it. It's up to Keith, like, to say, all right, I really want this fight. I ain't just, and Keith is a dog, so this ain't, but I don't know when the last time he fought and his hunger. You know who else I like to see Bud fight? Mikey Garcia.
Mikey Garcia is good.
I
Yeah.
think that'd be a good fight. Style wise, I think they styles complement each other because
Yeah.
Mikey's a good counter puncher and he got good timing.
Did they know each other?
They know each other. I think that'd be a great fight as well. And that's why I like Mikey too, because he proved by fighting Earl Spence he'd fight anybody because that was dangerous. Like, what made you go up to 47 to fight the biggest monster in the room?
Yeah.
You got to give him credit for that. People could say, oh, he didn't do this and that. Maybe the dude felt his power and said, let me fight the smart way before I get knocked out. Like, people don't think of that. He probably felt his power and said, all right, I bit off more than I can chew. Let me just sit back and cruise to the decision.
Mm-hmm.
But Mikey's a hell of a fighter, though. I like to see him and Terrence Crawford fight.
Yep, I would like to see that. I would like to see. Next for Virgil Ortiz and Omar Figueroa. That would be
that'd be a heck of a fight. That's a good match.
That would be a good
you might need to call the company and say, man, let me.
Yo, they need to hire me, bro.
You might need to be a matchmaker for one of these cats. Yeah, you just put some good matches up.
I know, man. Hey, man, I'll try. I'll hit them up. I sent my application to the zone a while ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you just
put together like 70 people.
Fights.
They fired like 70 people. But yeah, man, I'm gonna let you go, my brother. Good looking out, man. Thanks for showing up. God bless.
For sure. Yup, we'll talk again soon.
What's they up? Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, man.
Okay. Peace.
Peace. Yo. So yeah, man. Yo, everybody out there, man. Thank you. Yo, Glenn, what's good? Ronald, what's good? My fault, man. I wasn't trying to really read, so I won't get, just wanted to be a good convo. I don't want to be thrown off with the comments. I read couple, but I was in the zone as well. But yo, Seth was good. Prime was good. Boxing Learner was good. Dragon was good. Bacon was good. Was good. Johnny was good. Guido. Y'all, I'm busy today, y'all. It's a busy day. Howard was good. Was a busy man today. It's a busy man. Great dialogue with Michael Bay, with Mickey Bay. Great dialogue with Mickey Bay. Great insight. And yo, we learn a lot, man. The business side of boxing, the dirty part of boxing. And we all got to take notes because, again, like I always say in my live, yo, we got to understand or try to understand the business side of boxing. We need to understand the journey of these fighters so we can understand what's really going on. When fights are now being made, we got to understand what's really going on. Because like he said, like yesterday, I was on the promoters. But I also feel like there's too many hands in a cookie jar. And there is in the sport of boxing. Also, a lot of people we've been, and I've included myself as well when we're talking about PBC and we're talking about Al Heyman but then when you listen, when you know the story, when you try to do your homework and know the story of why Al Heyman is like that, why he's so given and things of that nature, and then you hear about Bobby Heyman, and then you be like, oh, this is why he is the way he is. This is why he does everything for the fighters. Do not want his fighters to get robbed, get their just due paid, get compensated real well. It's all about loving our sport and being into our sport, not just to an event, not to a scheduled event, but understand the journey of disrespected fighters, trainers, everything in the sport of boxing, man. I'm glad to bring you the type of content, bring you the type of honorable guests. So, Ron, what's good? Thanks, my brother. Guido, I have learned so much about business of boxing. That's what I'm talking about, Guido. You see, man? Bringing that type of good content. Yo, and you know what? I ain't even mentioned it today, man. You know what? I've been so busy, y'all, man. This is Happy Hour Thursday, yo, and I'm drinking water. I might show up a little later on tonight. Y'all already know, man. Got to do the midnight session. The midnight session. So, yo, I love y'all. And yo, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support. Thank you for the donations, y'all. Thank you. For those who donated, y'all already know, man. Y'all want to donate to the channel, want to donate to my Cash App, you could do it. Let me put my Cash App right there. What's good, Lisa? Let me put my Cash App. Man, y'all see me, I'm working hard out here, man. Little thing don't bother, you know. It's very good for the channel, okay? Hey, support, yo, buy the merch, man. Buy the merch. Support the channel. Buy the merch. Support your boy. I'm working hard out here. I'm working hard. Let me get a little sip of water. So what's it for the night? Wine, whiskey, rum, water. Are you going live later on tonight? Maybe, Guido. Maybe. Thank you, Lisa, for the compliment. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Everything. So let me you doing Happy Hour tonight, bro. Thanks, Guido, for that prime. Thanks. Yo, so yeah, man, I might come out. I might. Beers, I bacon. I might do a live show later on, man. We could chop it up and let me know what y'all feel about. Especially, man, shout out to Peter Quillen, man. Kid Chocolate, man, had me tearing with the prayer, man. He had me emotional, y'all. Damn, I missed it. Damn, Chino, you missed it. Damn, yo. Y'all gotta go back and see that Peter Quillen, man. Don't forward to the end, man. Got me a little choked up, man. You know me, man. I love God, man. God first, everything second. So, yo, peace out. God bless. And I know it wasn't sending no notification as well. It wasn't sending no notification, especially the last one. But thank you for the people that tune in. Yo, I love y'all, man. God bless everybody out there, man. Hit me up on my other social media platform. You know, I'll be in Twitter. I'm a Twitter head too. So Instagram. I'm not too much on Instagram, but you can hit me up over there too, man. Anything, brothers and sisters. Peace out. About to eat some dinner.